Good evening and welcome to the Impromptu Crypto Jiu-Jitsu show with myself, 43OG, and my brother in arms, Bloobum. What is going on, brother? What is happening?
Hey, man.
Can you hear me?
I've just been in the park. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you all good. You can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you well.
I've just spent the day. Awesome. Yeah, I've just been spending the day in the park doing acrobatics, an acro jam, and onboarded another guy, I hope. Told him about Hex anyway. And
Nice.
Yeah, just
nice, man.
Yeah, hanging out with people in a park.
That is perfect.
Pretty nice, eh? Yeah.
It was a shitty day here, but man, I can't wait till summer comes. Just like a winter of lockdown.
Here already? It's the middle of summer, man. What do you mean?
Dude, okay, it's the middle of summer. Today was friggin' like cold, windy rain here in Melbourne.
Like in Melbourne,
it's like
man.
you would say, bro, Melbourne. Like, dude, do you know what I think? And I apologize to all the Melbourneites, but to me, Melbourne this year takes the cake for the asshole like location of the year. Like, if there was an asshole location, it would be Melbourne. Because it just...
It's been pretty bad, mate.
Dude, it fucking stinks here. It stunk. But like, hey, hopefully we're turning the corner. I don't know. I don't want to get on that path. But
that's a rabbit hole.
dude, we start spiraling quick when we go down that path. So today I did a few things today, man. And by the way, if you're tuning into the Impromptu Crypto Jiu-Jitsu show, it's a show that has absolutely no agenda. Okay, we don't have we don't have a run list. For us, it's like, do we have to not wake up first thing in the morning tomorrow? And if the answer's yes, we don't have to wake up first thing tomorrow in the morning, then we might run with an impromptu crypto jiu-jitsu show. So this morning, right? Okay. I was going to say this morning I took the kids to swimming lessons. Now that's all back on, and when I got back, I went and dug up the vegetable patch and planted some tomatoes with my old man, so that was good. And nothing like a bit of work in the garden, with a shovel.
That's a Sicilian planting some tomatoes,
bro. That shit is like, it's great. You always hate doing it. You're always like, damn, I hate working in the garden. And then you start doing it and you're always like, you just get into it, man. You just get into this, we're doing, you're just digging up. And then it's like one little job after another, which is like, my brain loves those little jobs that you can achieve, even if it's a bit of effort, you can achieve them relatively quickly. And I just love like having those, and like in a matter of 2 hours, like an hour and a half, had it all done. And man, that was that was good. That was good. That was my morning. And then this afternoon, I was like doing a bit of very late spring cleaning, and I came across like an old like competition. Like when you compete in jiu-jitsu, which I used to do like 10 years ago, when I was like bit lighter weight than I am now. I'm a bit thick now to compete, but back in the day when I was a bit lighter,
went up a weight class.
Dude, I've gone up a few weight classes. Oh, mate, yeah. Anyway, that's another story altogether. But I found a T-shirt from like when you compete in jiu-jitsu. Usually, you pay your fees or whatever, or you pay in advance. But when you get there, they give you a T-shirt. And on the T-shirt, it says competitor. And all the competitors have it. It's like the thing. And I found one from like, it's like over 10 years ago, like 11 years ago, from 2010, which I have loved that T-shirt for years and years and years, because back then, jiu-jitsu was my number one, like, this is before I was married. And I had nothing else to do apart from, try and choke people out on mats. That's all I fucking did, mate. That's all I was like. I was addicted to it. And I had this T-shirt, and it's over the years, it's gotten pretty, it's a bit torn and all sorts of stuff. And it's just lying around, and I was doing a bit of cleaning. I'm like, it's time for this thing to go. So I was a bit sad, but you've got to move on. And I actually tweeted about it. And in the description, if you don't know our Twitter handles, they're in the description below, in the YouTube description. So you can go and follow us on Twitter there if you please. So I tweeted about that, and I wrote in there, in 10 years' time, I'm going to have the same affection for these original Hex T-shirts that I made. Like, these are the like. I know I'm going to have many more in future, but this is like the OG like T-shirt, and it's going to have a special place in my heart. But yeah. So, what's been going on, mate?
I've been ordering heaps more T-shirts actually, and I've been thinking the same thing. I've been thinking in years to come, these will have that kind of like nostalgia thing, but what's it called? Like the when you look back at something and it's got this authenticity about it because the fonts and the whatever was on it is just a bit, the design of it's like it's very basic or something often, so it's got that kind of OG-ness to it. Yeah,
it's got this
so
authenticity,
audits,
and it's like you have a lot of like memories from, like I associate that t-shirt. It's not just with jiu-jitsu. I associate it with like a lot of other things I've done along the way. So it's just like got this, and it's just, I
time
would
in your
keep
life.
it. I've got other ones. I've got other ones which I still have from back. I've got one from 2009, which is still not torn. So you can hardly read anything on it. It's like totally faded, but I still like, I still have it, and I'll hang on to that for as long as I can, I guess. I don't know. I feel the same way
Yeah, I
about my
had a whole.
hex as well. Hey, I feel the same way about my
Pardon?
hex.
You're never going to
I
get
feel the
rid of
same
it.
way about my hex.
You're never going to sell, are you?
I wouldn't say it. No, I'm just like, I just feel the state. When it's time to let go of it, it's time to let go of it. But I'm very like, I love it. I love it. And I'm just like, I like hoarding it. So, yeah. Did you see the thumbnail?
Yeah.
So
Skeptical puppy.
skeptic. That's a meme of a meme. Have you seen like the? Have you
I don't
seen
know
the
the
act?
original.
You don't know the original. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if
I
I
mean, I
can
know
pull up the.
Pepe, but there's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
skeptical Pepe and a specific. It's got a specific story behind it.
The original. Let me pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. Where the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
Where
Did you
the?
see Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley?
Oh, dude, you can't do that,
Crazy.
bro. Bro, you can't do that, dude. I can't believe you just did that.
Why? Oh,
You, you,
what, do people not
you
want to watch it or
no,
something?
because like maybe someone, you know what I mean. Maybe someone, you might have
Dude, I
ruined it for
mean,
someone.
really?
Although if you tune into the impromptu crypto jiu-jitsu show, there might be some like MMA talk for sure.
I watched I watched all the UFC like cards today. Actually,
So
did you?
Jake
I love MMA. Hey,
Jake Paul,
that's
it was box.
boxing.
Oh, it was
That's
boxing.
that
So
kind
what?
of. I mean, it's not even real. It's kind of celebrity boxing. It's like they're really big gloves, and I don't know if they're proper boxing gloves or if they're bigger. But he knocked him out. Like Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley. Crazy, and the punch didn't even look that good.
Was that their second fight?
Yeah, he was
They
meant to
had
fight
another
someone
fight.
else, and he was meant to fight Tyson Fury's brother, and Tyson Fury's brother pulled
Oh,
out,
right. I got
and so Tyron
mate.
Woodley stepped in.
I just got okay. You can tell it's like late, and I've been up a long time because in my mind, I thought in my mind when you said that, I thought, oh, did Woodley fight Jake Shields? Like that's what I was just thinking, you know, yeah. So they had another fight. Okay, I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
So that's what I would expect that, like because Woodley didn't beat him
you'd
or the
expect Jake Paul's. You'd expect Jake Paul to knock out Tyron Woodley.
in their second fight. Yeah, I would.
Now, Tyron Woodley nearly knocked out Jake Paul in the first one.
Did he?
Yeah,
See,
I mean
I
Tyron
just
Woodley's
think
a
that
legit
Jake
fighter.
Jake Paul
I mean Jake Paul is
Jake
kind of
Jake Paul
like
would be a
the
more
YouTube celebrity.
yeah, but just because you're a YouTube celebrity doesn't mean that you don't work hard in the gym, right?
Well,
And
obviously, yeah, he looks pretty.
I'm not defending him. Like Tyron Woodley would kick the shit out of Jake Paul in any other scenario. In
If
any
it
other
wasn't
scenario,
boxing.
if it wasn't boxing rules, yeah, any other scenario, Woodley would kick the absolute shit out of
Well,
Jake Paul.
I think Jake Paul's talking about training for MMA now.
Please no.
Yeah, and he was going to get.
It's going to be a celebrity. Whatever he does,
Khabib's coach. What's his name? Khabib's coach was going to train him, and he was going to train with Khabib's guys and stuff.
Yeah. Well, these are like they're just money fights, yeah. That's what they are.
Well, obviously, but it's all money fights, you know. It's all showbiz.
Yeah, but like usually that like
MMA is
when you watch high level like fighting, it's like the reason for the high level fighting is to see who the best person is, so that finally you can get to like a situation where you've got the two best who you think are the best. Yeah. Like that is the normal situation, and then you've got the money fights, right? You've got situations where
there's two ways to get fights. One is just by doing that, like just beating everyone that you meet. And the other way is doing the Conor McGregor or the Chael Sonnen, you know, like doing the WWC way. Like,
yeah.
Becoming popular enough that they want to put you in there. And that's what Jake Paul's really doing. You know?
Shout out to the chat. We got some Hex OGs in there. Shout out to all you guys.
Hey, Unrex,
we got Hex,
Loads, Don't Panic, Dave Morales,
we got
Limon,
Zizzo, D Hexagon, Dingo Wolf, the Mango Junkie. We've got Finbear. What's up, brother? Dawsy78, Runeskis, Hexagonal Domino, Shrimps Only One, CP. Retrostatic, what's going on? Dean DK, the Mango Junkie. Dude, I've been eating the fuck out of mangoes lately. I've been eating them non-stop.
It's mango season up here, hey?
Yeah, we are mango junkies in this household right now. For real.
Yeah.
David Morales, what's up, brother? Yeah, and Maddie C, Don't Panic, Unwrecked. What's going on, bro? What's going on, Unwrecked? What's happening, brother? We love you. What's happening? When are you coming back? Lemon Ortega, Waynus, Dodica. All you guys.
Hey guys, you might be interested. I was listening to, I don't know if you've heard, but there's this new thing called Hurry Cash, which is going to be on PulseChain, which is anonymous transactions, like Tornado Cash, but different technology. And I was listening to, not shilling it. I was listening to the interview with the guy. There's only one interview up, and it was a really interesting interview because he was talking about Tornado Cash, and Tornado Cash is actually not as decentralized as we would like to think it is. From what he was saying, I didn't verify all the things that he was saying.
Yeah.
It's beyond. It's kind of a technology that's really beyond me, but I found it quite interesting, and.
I don't think Hurry Cash has been audited, though.
No, it hasn't been audited yet. No.
When you say yet, does that mean it's going to be audited that you know of?
No, it hasn't been audited. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, but let me tell you something, man. I don't know the cost of getting stuff audited, and I don't know like if these guys are just doing this out of like the code and have done it out of just the goodness of their heart for the Pulse community or what. I don't know anything about it.
Well, they're having a sacrifice.
When you're putting funds into a black hole, expecting them to come out on the other end somewhere.
The thing is, right, with this kind of project, you don't need to really put any money towards it. You don't need to think of it as an investment. It's like you let it go and you see what people say about it. You see, like devs will end up looking at it because one of the things he was saying,
it's completely open source.
Yeah. So one of the things he was saying was that Tornado Cash won't be on PulseChain, and it won't be on PulseChain for a couple of reasons. right?
It could be on
One of
PulseChain.
the, but no, he was saying it won't be, and he was
How does he
giving
know?
reasons. Well, I guess he's looked into it. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, we haven't heard anything. Well, what he was saying was,
no, dude, Matic is on Matic is on Tornado Cash is on Matic, or Matic has got Tornado
is it?
Cash. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
what
if
happens
Matic's got
is,
it,
yeah, but
if Matic's got it,
it might not be. It might be that other people from Matic forked Tornado Cash and put
no.
that
Well,
on Matic.
I don't know the machinations, underlying here, but if you go to Tornado Cash, the website, the actual website, there is a drop down, and you can change the network to Matic. So that means that people who are handling that front end.
So that makes it. Yeah, that means they've done the front end for it. But that's one of the things he was saying, is that they would have to do the front end for it, and he was saying they're all ETH heads, so they probably won't.
I do, but
maybe they will.
When you say they're all ETH heads, there's other networks there. So,
which other
ETH
network?
heads, dude. It's I would have to open it up and have a look, which I can't do right now on this computer.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, the point is that
there's definitely Matic.
It's another privacy coin, right? And it sounds like they're going to use the same rigging signatures as that Monero uses. And the way he was describing it was that is actually a better, more decentralized technology, because they could just have a contract and it could be no admin key, locked and done. Whereas with Tornado Cash, you need relayers. And the thing is that they are hosted on like Amazon Web Services. So they can be taken down. And if they are taken down, anyone who has money in Tornado Cash, it just gets bricked. Like they can't get it out because that relayer service has been taken down. So, I mean,
that's never happened though.
No, but it could happen. That's the point, right?
That's like imaginary horribles, mate.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely. But it's better if it's impossible to do that. That's one of the.
So you could equally say that if something's not hasn't been audited, that there could be like a bug in a contract, and it could just fuck up.
The thing is, you don't have to. You can wait and see. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that like no doubt, if it is a legit kind of product, there'll be at some point there'll be devs going in and having a sticky beak and seeing and having a look at it, and there'll be people trying it out, and if it over the time, if it is working, that's awesome.
Have you forgotten about Hexnado? I think people have forgotten about Hexnado. Bro, Hexnado.
Yeah, but that's on Ethereum.
What are you talking about, man? That's on Pulse.
I guess he'll fork it on Pulse. Yeah, right.
It's going to be on Pulse.
Yeah, of course it will be. So we'll do it with Hex, hey?
And so will Tornado Cash. It will be on Pulse.
But does that use the relayers, these relayers as well?
They have to do stuff. Like it doesn't automatically just work. Stuff has to be done.
Well, it was
things
sounding
have to be
like
pointed. Things have to be pointed.
It sounded like this Hurry Cash system just works, because it's all just contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Man. I don't. It's one of those things. I sort of feel like, it's difficult, right? Because if the idea is that you're trying to make something to improve the ecosystem, which I believe these things do improve the ecosystem. They absolutely do. If they work the way they're supposed to, they improve it because they give people an ability to send funds without the people on the other end knowing everything about you. So that is good, because that's what happens with money when you send someone, whatever, if you send someone $100 via bank transfer, they don't know all your shit. They don't know all of your details. So that's what this does. This gives, people an ability to transfer without having someone look back into your wallet, which I think is very, very useful. The thing is that, it's a little bit like the thumbnail of this. I need to, the way I like to approach things, and I feel like you like to approach things in this way as well, is I like to have skeptical hippo eyes on all this shit. And getting back to skeptical hippo eyes, let me see if I can find this thing. Where is skeptical hippo? I might have to find it on the internet. Hey,
you showed me this ages ago. Yeah, okay. I think I
I'm
remember.
going to have to find it on. I'm going to find it on the internet. Hey, I think that's the.
Yeah, I mean, you're always got to be skeptical, especially when there's a new project jumps up and you don't know who they are, and they're anonymous devs, and they are announcing a sack phase.
But that's why audits are so important.
Of course, you're going to be like skeptical and like, okay, hang on, what's going on here? Blah 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 blah. But you don't have to do anything; just look into it. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
But there's not. I guess the point what I'm trying to say is that without an audit, there's not much for me to look into. What the fuck can I look into? There's not much someone like me who can't read code.
Yeah, fair call. Fair call.
So that's why I'm like, these things need an audit. But then I don't know, like this guy might have made this thing out of the goodness of his heart, is not going to be getting any kickbacks out of it whatsoever. It just might be all like, I don't know the details about it, and
well, if they've got a token,
I welcome anything.
Token,
I welcome anything that is trying to help privacy. Like I do welcome anything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and they do have a token, so there'll be some sort of thing for the developers. You know what I mean? You'd think, even if it's just them getting a whole lot of the coins at launch or something, and they. It's with a lot of these projects, but it's the same with PulseX.
There you go.
Like it's the same with PulseX. The token for PulseX also won't have a direct relationship to value accrual, other than people's how speculative value of that people think it's going to go up in value, and so they'll buy it. You know what I mean? Like. Like
or they'll stake.
Hex has a direct value. Hex has a direct value from holding the token and locking up the token.
Yeah. This is true. But I guess the thing that I always go back to is that with this sort of thing, you are putting your funds into a black hole, and then you're hoping that it comes out the other end. So, in those
you mean a sacrifice, or are you talking about a sacrifice? Or?
No, I'm talking about something like a Tornado Cash, or something like So that's why having an audited contract, in my opinion, is important under the circumstances, and it's great. No admin keys, that's all great stuff. Like happy about that, but need to know more.
Yeah, but you've got a good point. I mean, is anything from PulseChain going to be audited? Probably not.
What do you mean, the actual PulseChain itself?
Yeah, or PulseX. Do you think that stuff will be audited? Is there even enough time to do audits? I mean, audits probably take a long time.
I don't know. We do know that they're starting off with code that was originally audited, but they're going to be making changes to it, I guess. They've made changes to it because we're talking about Uniswap type forks. So the question is whether the changes that they're making are just parameters which can be changed in in the back end or
Is it a
whatever.
pancake? Is it a pancake swap fork or a Uniswap fork?
I think it's pancake swap, which is a fork of Uniswap.
Oh, okay. So it's a fork of a fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that'll play with parameters, huh? I mean, this is where there obviously won't
Check this
be
out. How the
economic.
fuck are there only two of you and still managing to talk over each other? Hey, dude, my fallback argument for this is that the internet in Australia sucks, man. Like you guys have to understand. Like we're in Australia, so you guys are like, oh yeah, you're in Australia, you're right next to, dude. This guy's like in New York, and I'm in fucking Florida. And when fucking Tangent and Jexa come on, they're in fucking Los Angeles. Like that is they are the distances we're talking about. You know, we are on different like sides. Like we're not close to each other, and our internet sucks. It sucks.
Doesn't it suck, eh? Oh,
I don't know why
terrible.
it sucks, man.
Yeah.
We do talk over each other so much. We're the worst. Fucking worst of the worst, man. How is it that we've been streaming for a year and a half and we still haven't worked this out? Damn it, I'm blaming the internet, man. I'm blaming the internet, the lag.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with like our connections. But it's also we're not used to listening or like timing, you know.
I disagree, man. I think we're all not good at remembering points that we think of in the moment while other people are talking. And because we're afraid that we're going to lose that idea, we've got an eagerness to fucking say it at that moment. Tell me I'm wrong right now. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
We all need a pad. We need to be jotting like ideas down. The problem is I'll write down a word in the moment and then look back at that word and go, what the fuck's that word like supposed to mean?
Yeah, it's also that when you're in the same room with someone, there's all sorts of other cues, like visual cues or like tonal cues, which you kind of get to know when someone's has a pause and someone else can speak. And I think it's also like we tend to just maybe we're afraid of dead air, and so people will just continue to talk and they don't leave enough pauses in what they say for other people to come in. Like there's some times when I'm just waiting for a pause to happen and it just is not coming, and so that's when I start to sometimes just try to interrupt, because like someone is just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and it's just like we're not going to stop unless I interrupt you.
Unrect just said I can still bump you two knuckleheads. What are you talking about, Unrect? What are you talking about? You know Bluey's talking about you. You're the guy who just keeps talking, man. Like waiting for you. This like
you do it too a bit, OG. For
I do it too. I do. But I do. You know how many times I've listened to Unrect say
sometimes.
No. Do you know how many times I've listened to Unrect say this is a fucking message in a bottle? Like fucking message in a bottle, guys. Unrect. It's a fucking message in a bottle. I love you, brother. When are you coming back on, Unrect? When are you coming back on? We miss you.
The reasons Tornado Cash. Look, you know what? There's an interview. Wayness. I can't do it justice because I'm trying to remember exactly all the points that this guy brought up in the interview. But it's only like a 15 or 20-minute interview, I think. And it's on. Where did I find it? I found there's a Hurry Cash Telegram group, and I think that the interview was posted there.
You've got the guy's. Sorry, I'm speaking over you, but the guy's YouTube account. I think it's like Costa Katina, Corey Costa Katina, or something like that.
You know what? I'll find it in my history. I'll find it, and we can people can have a listen, make their own mined up.
Yeah. Look, he has good points like that. You know, he obviously understands that whole the way it's set up, and you know there
I'll just put in
are
the private chat if you want.
yeah there are you know, look, ultimately, you know, that Tornado Cash system has been working for a long time, and let's be honest, if see what you have to bear in mind is that I don't know what those servers do, but they're not. It's like not going to fuck with what's going on the blockchain, right? It just might fuck up the front end side of things. So it just means that everything would still be there. It's not like you would lose everything.
Well, no, you wouldn't be able to access it if they took down the relayer services.
Okay, but then couldn't they just set them up again in a different
and with a different server somewhere?
Yeah, it's like the actual transactions and everything. No,
yeah.
but the point I'm saying is that when you use that, like the shit's on the blockchain. That shit is on the blockchain. So it's there, you know, and even if you can't access it or it goes down, it would need to get spun up again. I'm guessing. I'm just talking just theoretically what I think it is. I don't know this. Like there might be. Where's Kyle when you need him? Hey, where's Kyle?
Yeah, I mean that's who you need. You need someone like, you know, an expert like Kyle or some of the devs. But you know, it's not something you really want to ask them right now. You know, they're all probably working hard on whatever they're working on.
Yeah,
they'll eventually come to it. You know what I mean? They'll eventually like let us know. You know, like people are going to start talking about it, and eventually, you know, people will start looking at the code and the contracts and everything.
there he is. What's going on,
Rick?
brother?
Boys, how you going, fellas? What's cracking?
Excellent.
Me okay? Oh,
You're a bit soft. I'll turn you up.
I'm just getting my assistant to grab me some headphones. Not those ones, maybe the. You give me those ones then.
Just use one, but the
All right. Yeah, mate. How you going, boys? What's going on? Hey, hey, what are you doing?
How's the new palace unwrecked?
Mate, it's fit for a bloody king.
The palace that Hex bought.
Well, yes, it is. It is indeed. It is indeed. And I just have to be grateful because if I look at the Hex price now, I knew it was going to happen. I should have wrangled with the lawyers for another week or so. But because I think I'm up to gee whiz. Are we allowed to talk brass tacks on here? I didn't want to come and steal your. I didn't want to come in here and just take over your conversation because I was finding what you guys were talking about quite interesting about all that stuff. I learned a lot from you boys. I will stop getting robbed now. Putting surveillance cameras in and.
It's a bit hard to hear you unwrecked.
Okay, where's the microphone on this? Let me turn
That's already better. That's already better, mate. Okay. Sitting up, talking into the
Still got okay. Right, I'll try and do this.
So Crypto Learners just asked a good question.
These aren't my headphones. These are the other ones.
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure about that.
I would say so.
Just to be safe, though, you'd want to probably take it out. Like, I mean, everything's being copied over, so you'd think that would be copied over as well. But are the relayers? I don't know how any of that shit works.
So I'm being told that like Hurry Cash is going to do an in-house audit.
What does that mean? Like a public audit, or what's an in-house?
I don't know. An in-house audit means that they are just going to audit it themselves. So
well, I mean, yeah, are they going to publish that?
Which
though,
is I don't know. Look,
Yeah.
it's just
to be seen.
Look, there
Yeah.
is a. It's one of those things, you know. You got to do your own research. Absolutely, do your own research on everything. But I think this question. So the ETH and USDC, which are in Tornado Cash contracts sitting to be open again, are not being copied over to PulseChain. No, everything gets copied, right? Everything gets copied, but ETH USDC is like, if I don't think that that's a play personally to have your ETH. Like, why would you want to be keeping ETH? Like, why would you want to be keeping ETH for the fork? If you're in the Hex and PulseChain community, you probably just want to not. I don't know.
You want to be holding as little ETH as possible. Yeah.
You want enough for gas and stuff, but why do you want ETH? You're just going to get diluted on the other side. So why would you want to keep any more than you need to?
And the USDC is going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. But I probably wouldn't be holding it at the fork, just in case.
I think it's pretty straightforward, man. There's always people trying to find like angles and stuff, and you know what? I think this one's just as easy and straightforward as could be. Like, I'm just going to be holding Hex at the fork, okay?
Yeah,
that's
me
what I'm
too.
going to be holding at the fork.
There is a chance, though. There is a chance, though, that once the USDC is copied over, people just treat it as a stable coin, and therefore people who get their copies, like, pretty much just double their USD value of money.
Hey, that's what you're saying is true, right? But the USDC can't go up in value, right?
Well, it's because it's the reference point for everything else. It can go up in value.
Like, if you're but Louis, if you're in crypto, why would you want to speculate on fake fiat?
I've never held any stable coin. I have literally never held a stable coin, except when I had to pay something in USD, and somebody wanted USDC. That's the only time. I've never understood why people. I never understood why people like put anything into USD.
I can understand if you want to take. No, I can understand if you want to like take some profits and you're like happy at a certain price and you're like, okay, I'm gonna I don't want to exit the system. I don't want to exit crypto. I'm going to put it in a stable coin. I can understand that play, but as like the play of I'm going to keep USDC at the fork, like I just don't give me there's no reason to not have Hex over USDC. Like, in my mind, there's no reason.
The whole thing about taking profits, though, I've never understood. Because, like, I've always, like, for me, like, that means you want to hold USDC. And any kind of, like, you're assured that USD is going to lose value over time. So why would you want to hold that? So why would you want to take profits in something that's going to lose value over time? See, for me, I've always been, like, a believer that you hold the best asset, and when you need to spend it on something, then you just cash it out and you spend it on what you need to spend it on. And it hasn't been, but so I don't really try to time the markets like that. And that has caught me out, like when I've had to cash out at times when whatever I'm holding is at a lower value than it has been. But the only other like alternative to that is for me to be trying to like time these tops, and I just don't trust myself to. Like I'm just not good
Yeah.
at like knowing when the top is and when it's all, or like when a bottom is or anything like that. Like I'm learning a bit more now with Hex. I'm following
Yeah.
the Hex charts so closely. I'm kind of learning. Like you can kind of see, oh, it's getting really frothy right now, and but when it's really frothy, you're still scared that if you do cash out, it's just going to keep going up, and that you're going to like miss out on all this stuff, like so.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
guess my
Yeah.
tactics has always been, like hold the really good asset, and sometimes that's that's done really well for me. Sometimes it, if I've been forced to sell some at a bad price, then it hasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a question here by Loud saying, will PulseX be launched on the ETH chain? When Pulse launches, you get a copy? No. PulseX is going to be a token that is on the Pulse chain only.
That's not a ducked-on tape token, is it? It's a liquidity token or something. It's not like a
No, pretty much.
Uniswap.
It pretty much is a duct on
No,
duct tape.
no, it's not. No, it's not. Nope.
Well, if you can
It's
see
not.
Pancake
Can you
swap
explain
and
that
Uniswap,
use case?
PulseX.
Use case.
No, it's not because
Besides
Uni was in operation. Uniswap was in operation and worked before Uni token existed. Whereas in this case, this is not a duct taped on token. This is a token that's integral to the system. It's a part of the system. And if you provide liquidity, you're going to get, a percentage reward for providing that liquidity, and you're also going to get that liquidity token as well as a part of the deal. Like that is a part of the deal of this Pulse X.
But it's a tacked on reward. It's a tacked on reward.
When you say
Holders
tacked
get
on,
fees.
you could say that
Holders get fees.
the percentage that you get paid for providing liquidity is tacked on as well. I mean, you can just apply that to anything. This is the part of, yes, you can. Like, why are you providing liquidity? This is the question.
Yeah.
Why would you
No.
provide liquidity? So you provide liquidity because there's some sort of benefit to you, right? Now, in this system that Richard Hart's creating, the benefit of providing liquidity is twofold. You get like a percentage of the fees generated from it, and you also get this liquidity token. That's what it is. It's not like duct taped on.
Well, it is duct on. It is. I mean, depends how you're defining duct tape on, but
I'm defining it by having duct taped on is where some shit was working perfectly, and then later on you just come along and say, hey, we're going to create Uni token just so that we can like fucking make shitloads of money, right? That's duct taped on. This is like from the start launching like this. It's different.
But it doesn't need that token. That's the point.
Why doesn't it need who are we to say to Richard Hart, the master of fucking game theory, it doesn't need that fucking token? I think that guy knows what it needs and what it doesn't need, and we could just sit back and either invest in it or not. And I'm pretty sure the people who put into it are going to do well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the future. I can't tell the future.
It's really, it's curious though. Like,
There is very so intelligent. Much. That's the thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like people, the Hex guys, anyone that's been around crypto for any length of time, they know what's going on. They're plugged into all that, so they know how to. They've probably been wrecked or had the experience to, know how to manage all the risks and understand the game theory or the fundamentals of what makes the number go up. And so it's fairly straightforward then. It's a fairly straightforward play then to get a return or a yield, particularly if what Wayne is saying, that the holders of the PulseX coin are getting a fee for the trade. So you're getting fees for providing liquidity, same as you do on Uniswap V2. When you provide liquidity, you're just basically getting collecting fees from every transaction. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, but the PulseX,
So
but the
Mexicans
PulseX
know what's
token,
going on.
but the PulseX token is like an extra reward on top. Like
It's an
you
extra
could just,
reward. Yeah.
like you could just like provide liquidity and scrape off the 0.3% or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
they're adding this whole kind of like PulseX as a reward, and then you're going to be able to,
But you're
you know,
making an
stack it.
assumption that adding that token is automatically an inferior way of doing it. Whereas I don't think that we're qualified to even. I don't think we're qualified to say that. I don't think we can say that. I think that like
I can
it's
have an
worked in.
opinion.
No, you can have an opinion, but I don't think we're qualified to like say that it's an inferior way to do it. You know,
Well,
because
no,
it's worked.
I
It's
wouldn't
worked
say.
in. It's worked with Cakeswap, hasn't it? It's worked.
I mean, I don't. What do you mean? Because there's speculative value in cake, and that price has gone up. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it depends how you define success with that. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's really
Tin,
curious.
Tin,
I don't know how it's going to go. Like there's so
Tin
much
Tom's.
FOMO about it at the moment. Like there's 10,000 people just joined the chat within a matter of days.
Yeah,
PulseX, there is so much FOMO for PulseX.
yeah,
And it's
man.
because everyone sees how well Hex did. Everyone like thinks they missed out on the PulseChain sacrifice, and they are FOMOing in big time. So what happens to something when before it's even released, people are FOMOing into it, like, and then once it's released, like, is it going to be a thing where it's just like heaps of it's just printed out and given out every day? And if so,
We're gonna find out, man. It's
yeah.
gonna be defined, and we're gonna find out. So Retrostatic is saying tokens like Cake helps you farm quicker, like having a pre-grown garden gives you more options with that token. Okay, I'm looking forward to finding out what the parameters are of PulseX. I really am. And Tintop is saying that it's not fees. I'm not sure about that. I thought I heard, and maybe I misheard or I misunderstood, but I thought that you still got like a percentage reward, like there was a percentage reward in the system as well as the PulseX reward. I could
Yeah,
be wrong,
he's
hey?
just saying.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's just saying that the PLSX token is the on-top reward. Like that fee for providing liquidity goes to the
No.
liquidity
What he's
token.
saying, no. He's saying that in PulseX it's not fees that you're getting, and he's saying that in Pulse it is in Pulse staking it's fees, and in PulseX it's a reward. Oh, he's still figuring it out. Okay, yeah. Look, I thought that in PulseX it's like a Uniswap where there's still that percentage for providing liquidity. You still get a percentage, but on top of that, you would also get a PulseX reward as well.
Yeah, we don't know. The short answer is we don't know yet.
We don't know. We're speculating, but that's what I thought.
Hasn't
I'm not sure if
released the
I heard
details.
that. Did I hear that in? It was. I think I heard that in the Richard Hart Kinetics.
So apparently Richard Hart's been tweeting some stuff as we're
Yeah.
on.
Should we get some Richard Hart tweets up? Hey.
Yeah, why not? So, okay, here's game theory that will blow your mind. Oh yeah, that's PulseChain. Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ, $2,500 a pulse. As into pulses.
All right. Let's look
On a
up.
percentage on trading field. Okay, well these are the coin holders of PulseX. Well, yeah, they're the coin holders. The profit on a percentage of trading fees from PulseX. But they can immediately dump those PulseX as they get them as well. I mean, that's the thing. What do you choose? Like, you take profit and then pour it into Hex and Pulse, or what percentages? Like, are you guys kind of? What would you? What? Okay, let's say somebody like has got a little bit of Hex now, and they haven't got. They weren't part of the Pulse sacrifice. What advice would you give them right now in terms of what percentage of their Hex bag should they sacrifice for Pulse X?
Oh, dude, I'm not going to even. I'm not even going to. Like, you got to do your own research and work out what's good for you. Like, I can't.
It's so hard.
What you feel comfortable with. What you feel comfortable with. Like, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's not a matter of like, do I or do I not. For me, it's a no-brainer. Like, I have seen what has been produced by this man in the past, and it is, obviously, very, very good, very well made, 100% uptime, all the stuff. Like, we know it's like, and you look at, you speak to, you see all the people, the devs that he have been public that are around him, and you see like, oh, these guys are fucking all smart. They're all fucking super, super smart. So it's like, I think, they're optimizing shit as much as they can. And, I think if they came up with Hex, and their Pulse is going to be out soon. And I think they're just like making everything and just tweaking it to be the best it can be. I think this shit's all going to be the best it can be. And I think I hope we have Hexnado. Hexnado was a contract that was made on the Ethereum, exists on Ethereum.
Oh, you moron.
And
no, not you guys. No, I wasn't talking to you. My bloody my pirate guitar just got knocked over.
Such a natural clown, unwrecked. Yes.
Sorry.
Nothing wrong with it. Just there again.
Just go over there and do something else. This is live TV. There's like a whole bunch of live people watching this, and you're wrecking the show. Can you do that over there, please? Sorry, guys. Yeah. I do apologise for the interlude. Okay. But yeah, look, you're right. Look, Richard Hart gives you the blueprint. Just listen and that's just to pick up on that point you said. Day 43 is smart. If you're smart enough to listen to exactly what Richard Hart says, and you're listening well enough to follow the little gems and pick up the nuggets that he gives out and follow that, you can't really go wrong. I mean, he's been right. He's right more than anyone I know. He's highly intelligent, one of the smartest people on the planet, I would argue. And the proof's in the pudding, mate. Look, as you said, day 43, it's like mutable code, 100% uptime.
So the thing is, right, even if you do, I mean, yeah, we can all agree that Richard Hart had incredible success, and he's probably going to design something amazing. But the thing is like, you're still picking from 3 Richard Hart projects. And so...
Well,
it's coming,
and therefore, now hang on, Bluey, finish the point, and therefore what?
Well, it's like, it's not really an argument to say that Richard Hart is a genius and everything he touches is gold. It's which of his 3 projects do you value the most, or in what percentages would you risk money on each of them? Like, if you had a big bag, what kind of percentage do you put into Hex? What kind of percentage do you put into Pulse? And what kind of percentage do you put into Pulse X? That's a tricky question.
Well, I would have thought that if you got into the first one, then it's a no-brainer to get into the second one.
Yeah, but it's much harder for people who are just coming in now. Like, it's easy for us.
I think it's straightforward for people coming in now. For them it's straightforward because they haven't had an opportunity to get in at the start of the other things. They didn't get a chance to get in at the start of Hex. They didn't get a chance to sacrifice for Pulse.
That's right.
And now they're going to have a chance to sacrifice for Pulse X. So you get a chance to get in at the ground level on something, right? Which is what everyone was crying about with Hex. Everyone was crying that they didn't get a chance. Like they were crying that they didn't get to get in at the start of Hex. And they got into, and when I say crying, I don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just, like when the Pulse sacrifice came along, they're like, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to go into Pulse because it's a Richard Hart project. But now there are people who missed out on the Pulse sacrifice, and those people are like, oh, I wish I'd gotten in early on the Pulse sacrifice in the first 5 days, right? And now they're like, oh, now I have a chance with like Pulse X. And, you know, and that's one of those things you got to do your research and, you know, listen to everything that's said. And you know, I think if you just listen to what is put out there by Richard Hart, you can that is the research that you can do, and you can make a decision that's good for you. I mean, that's as far as it goes. I know that I'm gonna definitely gonna do something there.
Yeah, have a crack at all of them.
Sure.
Have a crack at all of them, and like, but
why wouldn't you?
You can never forget. You can never forget that, you know, the fundamental value proposition of Hex. You know, it's a store of value. It's monetizing the time value of money. It's paying trust interest. I know it's trust interest, and I know there's been people saying you should say yield or inflation for that terminology. Immutable smart contract code. So it's portable. So a substrate of Ethereum, not happy. The fees, all right, well, we'll build a PulseChain and we'll make it better. And we'll front run ETH 2.0 and we'll take all their in it. And so this is really cutting edge innovation, some of this stuff. So, you know, with risk comes reward. You know, if you, I would argue what you just said, 43 is just like, I'm quite happy to invest hard-earned money into anything that Richard Hart is. I think it's an indictment on the industry that he isn't the main man of the crypto industry like us he is, but we're in the community and we understand it. We've sort of like done our homework and found out that it all works. You know, it's a finished product. You own your own private keys, and so that's why. I mean, there's, like, you know, like it's counter and it's removing the middleman, and when we say middlemen, we're like the big entities in crypto, like the exchanges, the miners, who else are the big players in the crypto industry, you know, that type of thing. So, you know, look,
hey, I just realized what I think he's going to do is those bots that are going in to equalize, to bring all the ratios up to the same. All of those, he's going to have to pay with those with Pulse, and they'll end up in a whole lot of PRC20s. So those PRC20s are going to be the liquidity pools for the PulseX.
Yep, that's right. That's what he says in this tweet.
Yeah.
21 minutes ago, he's got PulseX bot empties nearly all of the ERC20 copies from all. That's the PRC20s from all the liquidity providers like Uniswap at launch. Adds them to PulseX.com liquidity, and PulseX coin holders profit. Hang on, this is the point. This is the important point, and it goes to what we were talking about earlier when we were trying to work that out. PulseX coin holders profit a percentage on trading fees from PulseX.
So I guess those fees are going straight.
You need to hold PulseX. You need to hold PulseX, and then you get a percentage of the trading fees on PulseX. So if you want to be a liquidity provider, you need to hold PulseX. That's how it works.
So then you don't get a liquidity token like you do on Uniswap?
I guess, do you get one on Uniswap?
Yeah, you get a liquidity token. That's how you get paid the fees, and that's how you get your thing out, because the ratio changes.
I don't know. I've never done it, man. I've never provided liquidity.
And it's separate from uni tokens. But maybe there's some way where
we're going to find out, man. Like, we're going to find out pretty soon.
Yeah.
I mean, the sacrifice is going to be very
But it's
soon.
interesting because that means, from what I've understood, is that like when you're sacrificing for Pulse, it's already going to start off with a big bucket of assets. So you're getting like a percentage of those assets. Well, like it's backed by something from the start. That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just having a look at all these.
Stuff, yeah.
Just having a look at all these.
How's my audio going?
That sounds okay. It was a bit shit before, but why don't you read it out, actually, OG?
Yeah, I'm having some connection issues now.
Which one? Oh, hang on. Does that equate to all PRC 20s being 1/1,000,000th of the price of ERC 20s in that case?
Well, it's very, very interesting.
Not at all.
Interesting stuff.
Hang on. It's really hard to overcome a $1,000,000X. Any type of tomfoolery gets
I'm the same as Mango Junkie. I don't know
detection.
Either. And as endorsement, I'm in.
Mango. You got a good point. And what's Abracadabra saying? It's probably fees that could have always been added to the original 0.3 that Uniswap never.
Hey, don't forget, we're getting
yeah, maybe. There's many details.
What about that?
There's many ways this could all be structured, hey?
I think what he said in that tweet was that you need to have PulseX to get the fees.
That's what it sounded like, wasn't it?
So maybe when you provide liquidity, in exchange for providing liquidity, you're going to get a certain amount of PulseX, right? Maybe that's how that works. I don't know. Let's just wait and see what happens, right? This speculation, it's
maybe
you
get like a dividend. Maybe it's like you get like a dividend, like when you hold PulseX.
Yeah, but it's no.
How much you hold.
We are sort of like not being like not. We're just sort of talking out of our asses, mate. We're talking out of our asses right now. We've got no idea. Let's just wait for the How's this one? Missing the rep pirate with semi.
I know all the answers. Just ask me, I'll tell you. Ask me.
I like this comment. Well, I got a question for you. Why is there no semi-naked woman
in the garden,
around?
darling, and give the boys a thrill? Can you? Oi! They want to see you shake your ass over here. Come on. Get out. I'll see if I can get her to do it. She's all right. She's all right. Some of her friends are all right too, just quietly. But anyway, better not go there.
Oh man, everyone in the chat is like dying. Guys, everyone in the chat is like wants Tangent on. You guys,
yeah, everyone loves Tangent. Tangent is a solo though. Tangent is a solo performer.
He's party.
I mean, he's fun to have on the weekend.
Bro, when you've got that headset on, your headset is the fart machine, bro. Every time you have that headset, we just get get the farting sounds. Yeah.
All right, hang on. What I do is I do apologise. The input I'll make that. Is that better?
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
That's cool.
guys, you got to understand something.
But
Tangent.
but
This
to
is
keep my shit
Tangent's
tight,
like
you know,
his weekend. Tangent's weekend is when
he's
he
partying.
goes out and enjoys himself. So he
He
ain't.
parties.
He ain't
I don't picture him as a weekend kind of person. I picture him as a party during the week kind of person.
I think he's out all fucking weekend, bro.
He's
That's what I reckon.
like there's no. It's all just days. It's not weekend and weekdays. It's all just days for him. Like he'll party if there's a party on.
Highly intelligent operator, though.
Yeah.
We have to say he's an asset to the community, and
He's awesome.
you know, I mean, he's just, and like when you hear him talk and his knowledge, the depth of knowledge that he has, and the way he explains things is almost Richard Hart-esque. He's that smart, and you know that's saying something, because
He's a good riffer.
you know
We
all look up to Richard Hart, and Tangent. I respect his calls, and he validates all of his all of what he's any sort of hypothesis or theories that he's putting out around technical analysis, or what he's seeing in the chart or things like that. He backs up with, you know, like valid evidence or mathematical certainty. You know, I don't want to pump him up too much, but you know, he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to talk to, and we do enjoy having conversations every now and again.
I have to say, I agree with you, Bluey. When it comes to Tangent, his solo streams are just like his banter with the chat,
himself.
with himself, but also with
He's
the
always
chat.
behind.
Yeah.
He's a classic.
I read
But
somewhere in this
it's
chat,
not easy to do that. It's not easy to do that. Actually, just fly solo and do live TV, is it? And
I think you need to be, you need to have that. You need to have it in you. Someone in the chat earlier said that they liked Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Who was that? Limon Ortega. That's it. Someone said they were a blue belt. Who said they were a blue belt?
Well, how's the training going? Day 43.
It's good.
Getting into the gym, mate? Oh, look at that gun show. That's the way.
It's coming along, mate. It's coming along. I'm just too fat, bro. That's the problem. I've got dad bod, and I'm better than I was, dude. I'm doing all right. Like, I'm fucking strong. I'm just fat on top of it. That's it. So I'm just fucking. It's coming along, bro. But I'm strong. I'm strong as fuck.
No,
I'm strong as fuck.
You probably live to 100, mate.
We'll see, man.
Diet.
Yeah, he's on the what are those things you're on?
You'll be on your fifth 5 stake, third round.
I'm on the NMN and resveratrol, the NMN, the nicotinamide mononucleotide.
How did you hear about it?
What is that?
I heard it on the Rogan podcast with David Sinclair, and then I read his book.
Right.
And it works for mice. So that shit works for mice, right? But
that
they can't. No. It works for mice, and then he takes it. All the people in his lab take it, and he makes his whole family take it, right? So
where do you get that stuff?
But he also doesn't eat carb stuff, and he's like doesn't have sugars. Like he does other good stuff as well. Like, it's not just one thing. So it's not like you can be a fat fuck eating Maccas and just popping these things and just, I don't think that's going to work.
Am I still making those barnyard noises? Am I still making barnyard noises?
I haven't heard one for a little while, mate.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah.
We had this teacher. We had this teacher at school. What was his name? He was an English bloke, and everyone used to call him Eeyore. And then, like, when he was turning around with the chalk on the board, someone in the class would go Eeyore or moo, and he'd turn around and go, who's that making those barnyard noises? And he'd keep the whole class in and not let anyone out until someone owned up to making like a moo or a bah, one of these sort of things, you know.
So
Anyway,
you guys just wouldn't.
I don't know what reminded me of that. Anyway, that's just a trip down.
Dude, those fart noises. What can I? Someone in the chat's asking where they can buy the fart headphones.
Yeah, these are
Flatulence
hey, mate,
hour, dude. It's like
I'm embarrassed.
Every fucking time you come on with those headphones, dude, it just starts fucking. It just like takes over, like whatever we were talking about. We just start talking about people breaking wind and flatulence, like the whole trajectory of the stream changes.
Yeah, farts are funny. Can't do anything about it,
bro. Nature's comedy, bro. Nature has comedy built in, and
the audio is really important, guys. I mean, the people that might be watching this in replay, Mister in the message in a bottle, you know, the outlier dot, and all that, you know, getting the word out about the best true innovation, true DeFi hex, of course. Don't like to hear the squeaky chair or the fart noise, do they? So if it's me, then I gotta tidy that up and get better. But this is the first time I've actually sat down and I actually got to watch the effing hangout on replay last night, and mate, it's good to catch up with all the hexagons and because I haven't seen anything. I've been off the grid last little bit, other than doxing myself and being a clown. Paying to and selling the dip. Oops. Anyway, got to redistribute the hex.
You wear your heart on your sleeve, unwrecked. Like, it's admirable.
Yep.
Well, you know, you got to be have no, you know, like you've just got to be true to yourself. I'm not trying to
impress
paint
anyone,
a facade or do anything. No, you know, you gotta be true to yourself, and if you believe in yourself, then other people will believe in you too. And there's a certainly a genuineness and an authenticity to the hexagon community. It's second to none. It is second to none. We have the best people in crypto. I mean, there is not, to me, look, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be critical of any.
Bro, we've got the best people in crypto, the second best headphones in crypto, apparently.
I'll try and turn them off. What's going on here?
Don't try to leave it, mate. It's hilarious, and the more serious you are, the funnier it is.
So,
don't take me seriously on the internet. I'm just some dude out in the world talking about cryptocurrency, and there's plenty of other smarter people out there that can do it.
Are you going to jump on Tuesday, Unwrecked? Are you able to jump on Tuesday?
This is working. I'll get my proper thing set up and try and do it properly on Tuesday. Yeah, why not?
Can you? Because I've got a big day on Wednesday, so I might have to duck out a bit earlier. So if you were there to you know, close up shop,
it's a tough act to follow you guys, because you know, like you guys have done a really good job of you know, holding up the values and everything, and I guess that's the beautiful thing about it. It doesn't necessarily need all of us. It's nice to have all of us, but it works regardless, and it's really appreciated that you know, the hexagon community, the regular, the stalwarts have embraced us, and we can have these conversations and just shoot the shit sometimes, and it's you know, it's kind of like just organic and natural. That's the way I like it. And
I'm just going to answer Mango Junkie. We don't. It's not for us to give keys to it. Like, it's not our. You know, it's RG3 is the key giver, and if we are in a situation where Bluey needs to have the keys, we'll just let RG3 know, and I'm sure it will happen straight away. But if there's no need for that, then I don't know.
And there's many ways to skin a cat.
It's never been like Bluey's in the Cutthroats, Bluey's in the Insider, DS Insiders. So, you know, if he needs it, he'll get it. I'm guessing. Not my call either way.
But the thing is, all of you guys out there can get involved in the outbound messaging for Hex Crypto. We're going to get a copy of all of our coins on the PulseChain. How wonderful is that? And you can start your own stream. Hey, we when we started, it was just you, me, and the fence post shooting the shit and talking about it because we like it, and it was fun, isn't it? So. Yeah. And now we get the Hexicans coming and joining us, having our and look, to be fair, you guys are like, we've got a really knowledgeable group, and I think it's just the fact that you guys have been around crypto for that long, and that you earned your stripes through the experience of working out how to do things. Yeah. And no one needs to practice. Well, we all need some practice at some things, but like. I mean, let's. I don't know about you guys. I know some people are right into the technical side. Everyone's got their own area of expertise or specialty. I really just saw it as an opportunity to make some mad gains. And boy, oh boy, haven't they been outsized? It's just been mad.
Crypto is an ocean, mate. And as far as like how deep you want to go on the technical side, it's up to you how deep. How many atmospheres deep do you want to go? Because you can keep going, and it gets like, it starts getting fucking, bro. It's like I get to a certain level, I'm like, oh, I still got plenty of shit that I can like try and figure out at this level. I don't need to go any deeper, you know.
I'm still scratching my head on the longer pays better. The formula in that audit, like, look at that going. Oh, that's. Yeah, no, I should have looked a bit harder. I should have listened a bit harder in calculus or algebra and done the mathematics. And that's why I it blows me away when I see guys like Wales Only that just can like rattle numbers off. You know, they know that they can actually understand the formula, those quite complex formulas. You've probably all seen them. I don't know if you haven't seen them. If you go to hexnoob.com, I believe there's a link to the Coin Fabric financial audit and security audits in there. There's 2 audits available on Hex, and as we've been saying all along, 100% uptime. It's running perfectly, and so for me, Hex is the number one. But like, I mean, I think there'll be a lot of people that will be very happy with Pulse, and that's going to enhance adoption as well. I think the adoption that we've seen, because there's been a little bit of a stigma around Hex for some reason in the broader industry or communities as such in crypto. I think
that's
there's
fine.
going to be like,
bro, that stigma's
Pulse
fine.
Is going to help,
you know,
but I don't
because
mind. I don't care if people hate me.
Do you know why? Do you know why it's fine in my mind? I'll tell you why I think it's fine. Because if Hex is able to make its way without the old crypto crowd, it's going to be so much stronger than the rest, than all of them put together at some point. If Hex is able because if you rely on them, and I think they're going to come anyway, sooner or later they're going to come. Like, if Hex just sticks, the longer it sticks around, the more people are going to be like, holy shit, that thing that was supposed to be a scam is still around, and it's fucking blowing everything out of the water after like 3 or 4 or 5 years, whenever it is. Sooner or later, like, either they like dig their heels in and just say, no, it's just a really big scam, or they acknowledge what it actually is, which is the finest, decentralized,
the best crypto contract, the best crypto ever,
the finest thing ever,
a masterpiece.
The finest financial product ever created.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
I'm sure
100%.
if people heard me saying this, like some people out there would laugh at that statement.
No, I agree with you. Hey, mate, but this is like the elephant in the
is.
room. It is like the elephant in the room. And I mean, you pick up I know it's a right-wing rag, but the Australian has got like front page in the business, recognition of their digital assets. And, this thing's now a credible asset class. And Commonwealth Bank are getting in. All the banks are trying to get in. They're falling over themselves to come in. All the institutions. They've got so much money floating around out in the world, looking for somewhere to go, and because they have, financial services licenses, and they've got regulation, and they've got, things, boards and directors, and all these types of people that make decisions. They can't just like what we do, like they call us the retail the dumb investors. But guess what? That's what Hex does. It actually gives the little guy, a David versus Goliath chance at being successful. And look, it's proofs in the pudding. Like, if I've done nothing right in all my life, I've made so many mistakes, so many fuck ups, but I do one thing right in crypto. I heard Richard Hart saying this. You get that right, that one thing right. It's a game changer, and that's for me proven to be the case. Even though I've tried to stuff myself, I wrecked myself a little bit last week. But hey, you live and learn, and then you look, and then you reflect and go, well, I won't do it that way next time, will I?
Well, you have something. Look, at the end of the day, you have something tangible, which is going to actually provide you utility in your life. It's something that's real. So I don't think you should be too harsh on yourself, mate. You've done something that a lot of people wish they could do.
Absolutely. So yes, indeed. And I never thought I would be in this position either. 2 years ago, I would have just laughed at you. Because I was just reading pleb.
I was just reading the Richard Hart's tweets. So in one of them, he says that a percentage is going to be buybacks and burns. So that's how he's going to turn the value of those bots coming in and harvesting all of those PRC20s, like, into the value of the PulseX token. It's going to be buybacks and burns. So it's going to be... I wonder if it's going to be a deflationary token as well.
Yeah, good question. I would like to know more about that. I know that it's a sacrifice, so
it's interesting.
You definitely
sacrifice phase is very soon.
I like sacrifices.
Yeah,
that sacrifice is very soon. When do you think this sacrifice is going to kick off?
Throw a bit of lunch money at that.
Well, he said at the end of the year, hey? So it'll be in the next couple of weeks.
I wouldn't be surprised if I would not be surprised if they kick off like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or like the 24th, the 25th, or the 26th. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on one of those 3 days that it kicks off. The question is, how long will it go for as well? Is there going to be is it just going to be straight out like a period of time? You just sacrifice in this period of time, whatever it is, people won't have time to... do you think it's going to pump the price of Hex as well? Like, I mean, the last sacrifice did pump the price of Hex before.
I was thinking that as well.
It could really just flash pump the Hex price.
Yeah.
Like, it really could just pump it in a flash, real hard.
Yep.
Why would it pump the price of Hex?
Awesome.
Because people
fundamentals.
If they've got to sacrifice,
they'll sacrifice Hex.
So just remember, sacrificing is different than other things, right? Because
you're giving us the diamond hands.
Yeah, and
there's
also
no expectation from the work of others.
You're getting the value of that token. You're getting the value of that token.
Do you reckon he'll pull off the OA coming in and like sacrificing 90% of the whole supply.
I think if that happens, it's irrelevant anyway, because that isn't generally used against the users in any way from what we've seen. It's not used against the participants, you know.
It's the ownership,
so it's irrelevant. Like if someone owns like a big portion of something, but they never actually go into the market and affect the market in any way, right, or sell it down, like if they just never sell it, how is that bad? It's not bad. It's fine.
It's the diamond hands thing.
Yeah,
it's the diamond hands thing.
You're probably right. There is a difference though, because like with Hex, by holding it all liquid, that OA is just getting diluted over time because all of that inflation is getting paid to just the stakers. Whereas with PulseChain, it's deflationary. So all of that liquid that the OA is holding of Pulse is gaining value over time. And for PulseX, we don't know what it is yet.
Yep.
All that matters, even if it's gaining value over time, that's fine. There's no problem with that. What matters is if it gets dumped on the heads of the other users. And from what we can see, that doesn't ever happen. That doesn't, I mean, look, past behavior is not, a 100% indication of what's going to happen in the future. But if that's the only thing that you can look at. You can just look at
something.
Like, what has the OA done?
Got to support responsible selling.
The OA has never ever sold on the heads of users. That means that's as if they haven't even got the coin. It's like those coins don't exist. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've got an entity that has a large allocation, but they never sell them, that's like that supply doesn't exist.
It's like Satoshi
essentially.
Coins.
It's like the market's operating without that supply. Like, okay, so for example, Satoshi's Bitcoin sits in a wallet and doesn't circulate. It's counted as circulating supply, but it does not circulate. It's not in the market. So it doesn't affect what goes on in the market.
Isn't that a bit dodgy though? Anyway, we don't need to go over old ground there.
Why is it dodgy?
Anyway. Oh no, I was just making that comparison out on order how they tried to took the OA coins off the coin market cap. But anyway, we don't need to go there because there's been
can I tell you
it's just a moot point.
Second, but that's
a moot point.
No, but that's like a separate. That's separate to what I'm saying.
Okay,
right?
separate to what you're saying. Okay.
No, I'm not talking about like the way a coin aggregator is ranking based on market cap. That's.
Are you laughing at how little I know, Bluey?
No, I'm laughing at. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm laughing that I find you just very funny. I see your inner clown, and I just like it's your genuineness and authenticity and your honesty.
Hey,
and it's just always
inner child, mate. Never lose that.
Child, mate. It's like when I say at the beach, man. I see when I see you. I see. It's almost like you're a primary school kid that I went to school with.
I know, that was so funny. I was like, just imagine we would be like 8-year-old kids on our BMXs cruising around down there, going building dirt jumps and hooning and building tracks and stuff and all that sort of stuff. I think that was spot on. And
can I tell you guys a revelation?
I'll tell you what, that yoga, that thing where you hold the people up and do that stuff's awesome. What you do, I like that. Which like it's like it's like acrobats or something. Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Hey, can I tell you a revelation I had about Hex, which is probably something you guys know, but it's something that really kind of just sunk in. Like in my journey of understanding Hex, there's always been these moments of kind of like aha moments, and I had one just like the other day, and it was that because I went into like exactly how the inflation, understanding exactly how the inflation gets worked out, and basically it's that any hex that has ever been minted, that is the supply.
Yep.
Right? And so that includes the hex that is sent to the burn address that gives us shares, right? And it also includes then when a stake comes up and that new hex is minted. So on top of the stuff that went to the burn address, there's also the new hex plus principal plus
inflation. The new hex, which is the inflation.
Which is, well, hang on. There's the new hex plus the interest, which is earned. That's
the interest. You're calling it interest, but it's inflation.
Let me talk for a second, okay? There's that 3.69% inflation. It's worked out in this way. It's worked out on whatever in the history of the contract has been minted, right?
Yep.
And so there's hex that is sent to that burn address that gives us shares. That was minted, and so that's part of that calculation. When those shares come up, there's new hex, which is minted, which is the principal plus all of the yield that you got, right? And so, like that 3.69% is calculated on all of that. So our shares that are getting chucked way out into the future, as time goes on, they're going to be getting a ton more yield. Like, because it's going to be a 3.69% of this total hex ever minted, and that amount of total hex ever minted is constantly growing.
That's why I think the daily payout, as long as we don't see huge OA staking, I believe the daily payout is going to go up over the long term, and
Yes.
it's going to go up a lot. Like the only thing that could reduce it is if the OA stakes a lot. That's the only thing that could, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
Or if a whole lot of people start staking it.
No, but at the moment, due to it's going to be in future, that's going to be possible because the stakers are getting all the inflation. So slowly, I mean, it's a beautiful design system. It really is.
How much innovation?
So what's going to happen?
How much vision would they have to know that's going to predict that?
What's going to happen?
Visionary.
Well, they modeled it. They did modeling, but what's going to happen over the long term is the OA is going to have less and less of the percentage of the overall hex that's in the system, right? Over a period of time, and the stakers are going to have more and more and more. So if you are a long-term believer, you are going to get all the inflation in the system, right? And then as that happens, yes, the average percentage, the annual percentage yield, the APY is going to go down as more people have a larger as the stakers have a larger percentage of the pie of hex, right? And they're staking it. So there's going to be more stakes in future, but it's going to take time. But what's also going to happen is that if that happens, the daily payout, the daily payout's also going to go up. So you're not necessarily going to get less hex. You know, the hex that you get the hex that's getting paid up is going to be more, and then there's going to be more stakers in future. So it's going to keep. And the price, like if the stakers are just staking for 15 years, man, it's just the whole thing is just very beautifully designed, so well designed, especially if working as designed, 100% uptime, and
that's going to be happening on 2 chains.
Incredible, in real time, all those calculations, all those transactions, and that system just working like that is. It's mind-boggling when you think about it. How truly special it is. Like I've never seen anything.
But it's also very clever at the start, when it's most vulnerable, a new system is most vulnerable in the start, right? So at the start,
Well, that's
the
the
OA
Lindy
holds
effect,
such a
they call it.
large
Yeah.
percentage, right? But they're not benefiting. They're not benefiting from the staking, right? They're not staking. So what that allows is it allows the true believers to then become the larger portion of the pie. If you're a true believer now and you stake long, you are going to get the pie. You're going to get all the pie that's coming out. You're going to get it, right?
Yep.
You're going to
Do you
get
think
your
It goes
portion of it.
exponential. Yeah, it's
Do you think
Integra
that'll
mathematics.
mean
It
that?
goes exponential.
Do you think that'll mean that as
10,
time
15
goes
years.
on, that's a downward price pressure? Because you've got all these stakers who are just going to be getting
Huge bag
so much
holders.
checks.
Yeah.
They're going to
Huge
be,
bag holders.
yeah, we're going to be
All the
massive bag
sharks.
holders.
All the sharks. All the sharks are huge because it's like a 100x from 100x from the bottom shark to the bottom dolphin, or isn't it? Is 100x
Sharks
day
can be
43?
berserk. Even dolphins
Isn't
and shells and whatever. Like there's like
So yeah, they're 100x. They've got 100 times more than the next category down. If we're using the sea creature analogy, you know. But
Shout out to Nato.
the shit.
What's going on, brother?
Nato for the win. Oh, pirates, crypto pirates.
We all like
He's been
pie.
out there. He's been styling. He's been freestyling. Have you seen the photos of Nato for the win on the Twitters? He has
haven't.
been
I'll have to
he's
check
been
it.
a man about town. He looks very relaxed and having a good time over there, spreading the word, the gospel of Hex. living the dream. Oh yeah, I've just got a bloody nut job over here carrying on like pork chop. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. That's why I'm a little bit like wobbly boot myself occasionally because I got to put up with
Oh, we got
so
a
much
blue belt.
garbage.
BJJ blue belt over here, by the way. What's going on? What is going on?
I don't even know how the belts go in Jiu-Jitsu.
White, blue, purple, brown, black.
Was that it?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I won my last fight by about 500 meters. I reckon that was good. That was about the best win I've had. It's like, catch me if you can. Angry mob. Go on the best, go and get a old Street Fighter. Old bare knuckles. Yeah. You get the like, take a good look at my face. I'm an Oriental. With this hand, I can crush your skull. With this hand,
did you see?
I will aim flying kicks to the head. Have you seen that movie? They Call Me Bruce. That's classic.
Oh, ages ago, yeah. Hey, there was some chick who's a bare knuckle boxer.
Who had the Hex logo.
Sponsored by Hex, hey? Had Hex on the shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
those guys they're hard. I couldn't do that stuff.
Hey,
bare knuckle.
And the pain.
Lord Kangs,
Yeah.
do you compete? Do you compete as a blue belt? And what is your go-to submission, mate? Are you gi, no gi? There's a couple of questions there.
My own sister was a black belt, and all her daughters have done kung fu as well. She'll slap me for calling it kung fu. It's some other jiu-jitsu thing. Yeah, all the different martial arts.
Yeah,
I only like Bruce Lee. I like Bruce Lee. He was.
Dude, I liked gi as well. I liked
Chuck
gi
Norris.
more than no gi.
Yeah,
But I was always better at no gi. I was always way better at no gi than gi. But I liked gi better than no gi. But for whatever reason, I don't know. Just being I don't know what it is. I think wogs are just naturally good at just wrestling. I think we're just naturally good at it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gee whiz!
Yeah.
I could say something there, but I better not.
Dude, mate, Lord Kangs, I'm around the same age, mate. We could have a roll. We could have a roll someday. Hey, where are you? Are you in I'm a guillotine
type of guy.
Yeah. Have you been rolling for long, mate? Are you how long you been doing jiu-jitsu? How many years? Mind you, I haven't been on the mat for like 2.5 years.
What about yoga and Tai Chi? I reckon Tai Chi, that, you know, like the human movement, you know, like, because we are cursed to movement all our lives. Use it or lose it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be active.
4 years. Are you down Melbourne way, mate?
Keep active.
Yeah. Where are you in Australia? I'm assuming you're Australian, by the way. You're saying Lord Kangs. I'm assuming you're Australian. I shouldn't be assuming that, hey?
Kangs is also that cap. You know, the
he's in the US.
Oh,
there you go.
Cobra Kai. Strike
Cobra
first. Strike first. Was it strike first? No mercy or something like that. That's
Unrex,
awesome.
I've got to pull you up for a second on everything that you're contributing right now. Everything you're saying is like you're talking about you're talking about kung fu, you're talking about karate, you're talking about all this stuff. We're talking about jiu-jitsu, man. And that shit is all like it's different. It's like,
and I know nothing about it. So
no, but you know, jiu-jitsu is closer to wrestling than it is to like karate or anything like that. You know, it's very, very close. Like it's very similar to wrestling, mate. Hey,
it's very new.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's probably the newest martial art there is. Hey,
Jiu-jitsu ain't new, man.
Yes, it is. Compared to other martial arts, it is. Compared to karate or judo or kung fu, I mean, jiu-jitsu is just like very contemporary, no? Like it's out of Brazil
It's out of Japan.
Oh, really? Or maybe I'm just thinking Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
You're thinking Brazilian, yeah. Which is like the whole defending yourself off your back was like a Brazilian thing. But that's like, let's be honest, defending yourself off your back is like worst case scenario shit. You never want to fucking be on your, what are you going to, like if you're on the street and you're going to fucking pull guard on the street? What do you, like on the fucking concrete? Well, I'm just going to pull guard. The guy will fucking slam you on your fucking head. That's what's going to happen. So you don't ever want to pull
self-defense.
You don't want to pull guard, man, ever. You want to get top. You want to be on top. You know, you want to have top position. You know what I mean? Like, and you want to choke people out.
No, I like a bit of reverse cowgirl girl on top, mate. Hey, bit of reverse cowgirl girl on top. That's one of my favourites.
I'm talking about fighting for your life, and this guy's talking about fucking.
Every 6 seconds, mate. Thought crosses my mind. I'm a mere male. What do you expect? You see all the around here in bikinis, and the atmosphere and summer around here is like all the girls want to get as scantily clad as they possibly can and go down the beach, and I'm loving that.
In your retirement village.
No, mate, they're not all. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
Okay.
But yes, I'm going to get myself into
retirement villages
here, and I'll better stop. Don't do yourself a little mischief. No. Look, there's plenty of beautiful women around these parts. It's one of the best places in the world for beautiful women, without a doubt.
Bro, is there a cat? Is there a cat in your background? Dude, there's a fucking cat in your background.
Oh.
I'm
sitting on like a camp chair.
Over your left shoulder, there's a cat just like checking out the stream. Dude, people are just
squid.
People are creaming themselves for fucking Tangent. Tangent, bro, man. Tangent is out partying, man. Tangent is out
party boy
partying. He's a
getting
party
lit,
boy, man.
as he says. Get lit. That one, and I've got the turtle. I've got a hat there and a turtle.
I did BJJ. I did BJJ, I should say. You started when you were 11.
Expert.
Awesome. You must be
She must be
very capable.
Yeah.
You must know how to choke the fuck out of people, hey?
Yeah. That's I worked on the drilling rigs, and like you get the boss. The boss would say, Jay, I used to be a safety, and the boss, the GM would say, James, go out, and he was this little Irishman, and he go, James, go out and tell the boys to roll their sleeves down. And you go out there, and these big, muscly bloody blokes working in 40-degree heat out in the desert, and you say, the boss said that you have to asked me to come and tell you to roll your sleeves down. And they're like, we'll get a redundancy, so eat a fucking dick like this. I'm like, oh, right, well, I'll roll my sleeves up then, and we'll pull a few tubes. We'll pull a few tubes out of the hole, you know. We'll nipple up. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I am telling a few little random stories tonight. I do apologise to the Hexicans and the other people that are actually trying to get educated about this stuff. Probably we'd refer them to some of the other shows on the Discourse Syndicate Network. Obviously, the depth of knowledge within the community is second to none. We've got the best people that know the ins and outs and have technical experts. And as I said, I'm just really just an investor, I suppose, a believer, which is a risk in itself. I do believe in Hex, and I have learnt through the journey and with you guys, and it's been wonderful. And what else could you say, really?
So just on the point of jiu-jitsu, I did this tweet today. So my Twitter is in the description, but I posted this today. Let me see if I can bring it up. There we go. So I found this T-shirt. I've had this T-shirt since 2010 that was back when I used to compete. And I found it like at the bottom of a drawer, and I've had it for many years, and I've worn it to death, and it's all torn and stuff, and it's like the end of its life. I had to let it go. It was a sad moment. What? Someone's going, what's BJJ? BJJ is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Some of those, if you'd have kept that might have been worth a lot of money one day, day 43. Like, for example, I went down to Eastern Creek in 1991, and this is probably doxing my vintage, but the Guns N' Roses concert in 1991, me and my mates, I was doing university up in Rockhampton. We caught the train down to Sydney, just three lads, and we went down to this rock concert. We'd never been to Sydney before, and you know, obviously it's different to Queensland, the laws and things. And they have these like, you know, like those. Oh, geez, I don't know if I should talk about this. You know, like the Club X's. You know, the Club X's. They're like sex shops and that, where they sell all the like vibrators and shit. They sell all the vibrators, and anyway, and then at the back they have these peep shows, and they're like, you go in there and it's like an amphitheater with these little booths, and the idea is that you go in there and you put your $2 coin in the slot, and a little like perspex thing pops up, and inside there's like a bed with a girl, and she's in there with giving herself a bit of a touch up with a vibrator, and so we're so tight because we're students, so we all crammed into this one. I'd never seen anything like this. I was like 18 or 19. hey, we're all pissing ourselves laughing, hey. We like start pissing ourselves laughing at this girl because we're in there like, oh, look at this, she's showing her vagina, like, and then she heard us laughing, giggling, and she stops and she comes right up to the glass and she's staring into the glass, and then she's like starts screaming at the top of her voice, "There's more than one guy in here!" And we just took the bolt out there, down the stairs, down the street like bloody scalded bloody cats. And oh, geez, it was funny. Anyway,
Hey, OG43, what's the difference between Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Traditional Jiu-Jitsu is, it's more like, it's like closer to judo, traditional Jiu-Jitsu, and it's more like standing up. They're very like related. Judo, I think judo is very closely related to Jiu-Jitsu, but then you've got traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, which is sort of related to judo as well, but it's sort of like I don't want to offend any traditional Jiu-Jitsu practitioners out there, but it's sort of more like you know how like some martial arts, it's like a bit of bullshit. It's like, you know, it's more like, when I went to Italy a few years back, I went to a traditional Jiu-Jitsu club because I just needed a place to go and just work out by myself, like just go on the mat and just do whatever, you know, do the things that I do, the things that I used to do. Mind you, I haven't done them in a couple of years. And that he wanted to, the coach there wanted to teach me all of the traditional stuff. And it's just like, I said to him, I understand, like it has value that this knowledge, it's like important, but I only really care about being able to fuck people up if I need to. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all I really that's why. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I don't mean it to say it in that way, like I'm tough or whatever. I'm not, like, you know, at all.
Do you reckon you could go around with me? Would you flog me, Dave 43? Would you put me on my ass if I knew nothing? You'd just put like randoms on your ass if you felt like it?
Dude,
or like put it, Van Damme or something?
Have you, can I ask you this question? Have you ever wrestled? Like, have you ever like properly wrestled?
I started wrestling. My uncles who this is going way back and when I was a boy, like 3 or 4 years old, I used to go into the wrestling halls and wrestle, and I was a tough little nugget too, and I took no shit. So yeah, I can wrestle and I can fight, and I was a brawler at school, mate. Like anyone looked at me funny, I'd like just go and I picked the biggest, ugliest kid, like picking the little kids and just go and smack them. I smacked this older kid. I think I was grade 3 or 4. I walked up to this kid, who was about grade 6, and he was picking on some little kid. So I smacked him fair in the nose, and he just opened him up, blood coming down here like this, and then I know now I'm going to get flogged, and then the bell rang, and I was like, fucking saved.
Saved
and
by
then
the bell.
He chased me. He hunted me. Or he hunted me for about 6 months, and then finally confronted me up on the corner up the street after school or something like that. And then all the kids ran around. You know how when there's a fight at school and all the kids go around and they yeah. So but I used to pick my fights, and I knew most of the time I picked the fights that I knew I was going to win.
Your question
is
a very difficult question to say. Do I think? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, how do I know? There's only one way to find out, bro. You know? And can I be very honest with you?
You want to fight, huh? Fight me!
It's never going to happen, mate. It's never going to happen.
No, I love you too much. I love you. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Mate, they could not pay me enough. They could not pay me enough. You know, there's not enough money on this planet to make me do anything like that, mate. No. We're more likely be on the same side defending each other against other people, mate. That's
shoulder to shoulder.
Big boy Maxis or something. BJJ con.
Oh, what about that guy who wore a bucket on his head? That guy.
Oh yeah,
remember that interview you
interviewed the guy with the bucket on his head?
Yeah.
No, Bluey did.
Yeah.
Swala.
Ahoy there!
What happened to him, man?
Yeah, he's still on Twitter.
Can I ask what was the date of that? Let's do some fucking on-stream maths, like very, very like basic on-stream things. Let's just see how wrecked he is. I want to see how wrecked he is.
What do you mean?
When was that? Can
You
you
wanna
look it up,
laugh at the
Louis? Can you go
misfortune
on
of
your?
others?
Can you
Well,
bring
when
up?
it'll be on the it'll be on our old channel.
No, that was on your channel.
Was it on my channel? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you check it out? What was the date?
I'll
What
check
was
it
the-
out.
My uncles were really cruel to me too when I was a little kid, and they used to knock me around, and they taught me to say my name, and I won't say my name, but they used to say my name is da 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 Hoofter, something. So everyone said, and then all the adults would say, "Look, listen to this little boy tell you his name," and I used to tell everyone I was a Poofter back when I was a kid. Isn't that cruel? Isn't that a cruel trick to play on a 4-year-old?
Yeah,
That
that's
was,
not nice.
that's not PC these days, is it?
No, that's not cool, dude.
Sorry.
That's not cool at all. That wasn't cool back then either. That's got nothing to do with these days and old days. That shit was
Sorry.
never fucking cool.
The good old
Sorry.
days that weren't so good.
Mate,
Sorry.
So
Anyway.
it was on the 30th of May.
No, I got
hang on.
friends
When
who
was
are
it?
gay, by the
It
way.
was on the 30th of May, and I'm just looking back at the hex price on the 30th of May. It closed at 0.053.
Hang on. Wait. 30th of May this year.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, was it this year? Yeah, 6 months ago. Yeah.
Hang on a second.
So
30th of May.
I've only done it 4x since then.
Hang on. Let's just see where he was on the 30th of May.
What Bitcoin was?
Yeah. 30th of May. Where is he? 30th of May. I'm going to take the top of the 30th of May. Okay? The best price of the 30th of May was 36,505.
Okay, so he's done like what's that? 20.
He's 47.
He's done like 30%, and we've done a 4x.
Wrecked.
No, not that wrecked. He's okay.
What are you, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude?
But we've done
Not
better.
wrecked,
No, we've done. Well, Hex has done better, obviously, but he's not.
dude.
Like,
He's done a 30%,
It's-
bro. He's done a 30%, and we have done. He's done a 30%. We've
500%.
done. No, we've done
300%.
a 300%.
300%.
We've done a 300%. He's done a 30%. We've done a 10x.
Yeah,
We've done a 10x on him,
yeah, but he's still up as well.
dude.
Yeah,
Fucking
we've done
wrecked.
But the problem with
No.
Bitcoin is you got to sell it, and
He's
then you got
fucking
less Bitcoin.
wrecked, bro. He had all the information on his hand on the 30th of May. He could have swapped all his fucking Bitcoin for Hex, and he'd be 10x better off right now. 10x better off right now.
No, not to mention interest, yield.
Not even to not
Who
to mention
invented-
interest.
Who invented
Fucking
wrecked?
wrecked.
Where did that word come from? Why is wrecked a
Good
crypto?
word, isn't it?
Why do you hear wrecked? It's a crypto word. Oh, that's what I like about crypto. When I came into, I found all the subcultures
Lingo.
and the lingo. Yeah, like wrecked is a crypto term. Where did that come from? Is that from the cyberpunk days or what? Or just like because it's so risky
Sounds
and
like
people lose their money? Or
I don't know. It could be a stock exchange thing as well. Like trade. It could just be a trader thing. Wrecked.
that's why I couldn't get it. I couldn't get that word out of my head, and every time I thought of it, I was just like pissing myself laughing. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, right. That's
It's
why
not funny
been
for people who got
What
wrecked.
do you think? What do you think of this comment? Do you think that Hex has got like a 10x left in it over
Oh.
the next 5 years?
Least.
Come on,
Least.
man. What do you reckon?
Oh, that's a
Bro,
that's
10x maybe in the next like fucking few months, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Fucking 5 years.
Yeah, wait
man.
5 minutes.
Come on.
Yeah. Hex is going up a lot more than that. Do you reckon
Dude,
it
how
can-
bearish are you, man?
Okay, how
Come
about
on.
this? Do you reckon it can do another
That's
10,000?
sub mil FUD.
That's
Do you reckon it can
something
do? Do you reckon it can do another 10,000x in the next 2 years?
I think it can. There's plenty of meat on the bone. As
Hang on, wait a second. Wait. Stop. If Hex from 56 cents goes to $1.12, it's done another 10,000x.
Oh no, I'm saying from here.
$1.12.
You're saying from 56, can it do a 10,000x?
No, from 20 cents, from what it is right now. Can it do a 10,000x from 20 cents right now? Which would make it at
$2,000.
$2,000. Could it be $2,000 in 2 years?
Look, anything's possible. I don't think so. I think that's like, anything's possible. I just think that's like just fucking crazy. It could though.
Yeah.
If it got crazy, total world, if it just got total world adoption and everyone just fucking tipped the fuck into Hex, it could do anything, right? But let's just work this out. What is 10,000 like at 1, 2, 3, 4? Now let me work this out. So we're at 20 cents now. 21.5 divided by 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 3,800x. Let's just say, 3,800x. That's where we are right now. And you're saying that from here to do another 10,000. So let's go 3,800x multiplied by 10,000x. Dude, that would be a 38 million x in total in the next 2 years. I like to be bullish. I don't think that's like, do you know what that would mean? That would mean that, I don't think, man. It's a little bit too much. We don't need to be at those prices for it to be fucking amazing. Like, even $5 is amazing.
Of the new people coming in as well, though. Like,
yeah, but $5 is amazing, dude. Like, we're at 20 cents now. $5 in the next few years would be amazing. $10 in the next few years would be
higher than
amazing.
100. I'm happy with $1.
I think $5, $5, $10 in the next few years is all like extremely like it's
think about
extremely possible.
Bitcoin with its all its negative externalities and its spaghetti code and not audited properly and not as good of isn't program money like Hex is, did a 6 million X. So why can't, and if Hex is like Bitcoin but better, then surely there's that's actually a conceivable almost inevitability. Yeah,
that there was a period of time when Bitcoin was like 6.5 million X when it was at that number, right? If you took Hex and you multiplied it by 6.5 million X, the price of Hex would be $369. So there was a period of time when that was the maths, like when Bitcoin had only done 65,000. Do you remember that? You remember when Bitcoin was at $65,000? Wasn't too long ago, right? Incredible. But then it went a bit higher, and it threw that maths out the window. But there was a period of time when when Bitcoin had only done 6.5 mil X, and if you work that out for Hex, it would have worked out to $369. So that was I thought that was just like, that was funny.
That's incredible. That's a really interesting, very interesting artifact you picked up there, Day 43. And I just remember an interview that Conrad Zen did with Richard Hart sometime towards the end of the launch phase of Hex, and he actually asked Richard what, where the 3.69% came from, the annual interest, and it was just like, they just thought it would be a good number. They basically just plucked it. Like, what? How does that happen? Like, it's incredible. It's amazing. Don't you think that's an interesting artifact? So I mean, and then there's you can go into all this all this numerology stuff with the 3, the 6, and the 9, and the like the pentagrams and all the.
But not even that. It's like got something to do with like Tesla had. I don't know. There was something to do with Tesla and not the car, like the actual dude, Nikola Tesla. That guy, like, I think there was something to do. Like, I don't know. There was something to do with 369 and that guy. And actual maths and like
mathematically. They're the ruling numbers. They're the ruling numbers of and there's some mathematical thing where it doesn't matter where it is on the circle on the clock face. You add certain numbers together and they always add up to a 3 or a 6 or a 9. I'm not sure what that means. And sorry, I'm not explaining that very well because I don't understand it myself very well. But I've seen the diagram and I've seen some of the propeller.
So let me just
explaining it better than
people
me.
are talking about $369 like in the chat, which one day, especially if they keep printing money the way they are, we could see Hex at $369. Like, it could happen one day, right? But like, let's just talk about $5 or $10. How does that happen? Well, it happens by people talking about it, like, and letting other people know about it. That's how it happens, word of mouth. So, as you guys are watching, I'm asking you, are you being a good Hex citizen? Are you being a good Hex citizen? Are you letting people know about it? Are you talking about it? Are you learning about it? Because that's what we like to do. We like to jump on the stream and talk to all of you folk out there about Hex. And we do it because we like talking about it and we like, talking with each other. But we think that you guys need to do it as well, right? So if you feel up to it, start a stream, talk to people.
I've got some. I'm gonna start doing like how they put those political signs out. Just get some signs and just whack them around. Just go and whack them out around on the road so people see the logo and everything. I've got to start doing that. Something. I know it's a little bit guerrilla marketing or whatever, but like
nothing wrong with that.
Why not? And I just want to clear the air too, because I'm always learning and I don't profess to know everything. And I really do genuinely care for Hexkins, and I really do love the Hexkin community, and I do care about the Hex price. And I market sold some Hex, and I won't do that. I have to get better. You learn from doing things. Sometimes you break stuff, and that was
you don't owe anyone an apology. What you do with
compared to what's been dumped on me is nothing. It's a drop in the ocean.
What you do with your assets is your business, mate. You don't owe anyone an apology.
I know there's a few people shitty at me. Yeah, there was a few people shitty at me.
Well,
that's okay.
I
got thick skin. I got plenty of feelings. Why are we here?
We're in crypto for mad gains, right? But at the end of the day, we also like it because no one can censor you, and no one can tell you what to do with your cash.
Yeah, thanks, Dorsey. No, look, I'll tell you what. A lot of the large majority understand it and know that's sometimes necessity is sometimes necessity. It's survival of the fittest. It's the natural selection, I suppose, of the way of life, nature. But look, I mean, the takeouts are that you see Richard Hart when he talks. He's very, very you could just tell that he loves Hex and he cares about the price. And I don't know about you guys, but in the last little sort of while where Hex has become more of a sort of gone from being a little bit of a side game or a little bit of a side hustle, a little bit of a savings plan to being a sort of main event. And you sort of I don't know, you try to separate the head from the heart when you're doing this stuff, but you get a little bit of attachment to it, and so I feel a lot happier when the green when the number go up. When the number go down, I mean dips are in the game, but I don't know about you, I find that quite exhilarating when you see a Hex pump. There's nothing quite like it, is it?
It's amazing, but I've got to say I don't know. I've got a switch that I find sideways hard. I don't find massive dips hard. When it dips hard, I'm excited. Like when it's volatile in either way, I'm excited because it either means shit's going well or it means there's opportunity. Like it's one or the other. It's when it's going sideways and it's boring. That's when it's like, oh, you know, it's
Someone
like,
do something.
yeah, exactly.
Come on, there's always
but
something
when
to
it's
talk about.
it's going, but that's the
Some drama
thing.
going on.
That's what's amazing about Hex, because you've got stakes coming out. Like you look at the. We should get that chart of future supply up. Hey?
Chart of future supply, yeah.
Let me
It's a
go
good
grab
one.
that.
Yeah, I
One
mean,
second,
like
hey?
this in that chart. There's nothing else like it. Hex has got is the only real sort of chart of future supply. And I'll tell you what, there's some really, really switched on blockchain analysis being done by, very, very highly skilled and experienced people within the community, and they know what's going on.
So I'm going
yeah.
to a website called Hex .vision. It's a website built by a gentleman called Firebun. He's a developer, and he also works he's on the Staker app. I think I'm not sure how it is, but he's one of the guys in Staker app, one of the main guys in Staker app. So there is a link here that's called staking. And I'll click on that. And what this is going to show us is all of the stakes that have been made for the next 15 years. And it's a chart of like what dates into the future those stakes have been made. So we're about here right now, and I'm just gonna go out to about 2030. So the next 10 years, I'm going to zoom in on that. And what you see is this spike at the end of every year. You see this spike in stake.
Is that like
Stakes.
And they
November?
were very early stakes as well. Yeah, they were very early stakes.
They were there from very early on. So they're towards the end of every year, pretty much.
Yep. Big ones.
And
there's about 8 addresses or something. Yeah.
So this is the thing, right?
For those.
What we want to, what you would expect to see as we move forward. We're going to see always these short-term rolling stakes. They're going to just roll. These rolling stakes at the start here in the next year are just going to keep rolling forward. So you can always have a larger volume of stakes in the short term. But as we go forward, I expect also to see this space in between December to December, or in between like the year. I expect to see them fill up more and more, because if you were going to put a stake in, why wouldn't you put the stake in at a date where there's not as many other stakes expiring? Like, that seems like it's the smart play, right? So that when your stake expires or matures and you end stake, you haven't got all these as many other stakes to compete with, as far as, if you want to sell some on the market. So that's what I expect to see over time. I expect to see this flatten out a bit more.
You'd think those rolling stakes are gonna flatten out over time.
Do I think the rolling ones will?
Yeah, well, they already have a bit to an extent. Like,
I think we're always going to have the rolling. Like, there's always going to be.
Yeah, we're always going to have it, but over time, it's gonna slowly lessen and dissipate out into the future.
You think it's going to get less and less, do you?
Yeah.
As a proportion of, probably, because it's going to end up being like just a no-brainer to stake along. This is a good question.
Or your maintenance of T-shares,
When web version of Staker app. So Staker app, like, they are so busy developing and building shit. They're so busy. They've got like a huge list. So I'm sure that is like on their list of things to do. But I think they're just like they're probably just trying to manage the PulseChain side of things and make sure that all, because you've got to understand that the Staker app, it's about staking. Well, PulseChain's going to have staking as well. So as far as I understand, they're going to offer that in their app as well. You know, you're going to be able to stake your pulse in the app. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. I hope that is actually I think that's what I heard. I think that's what I heard from Steph.
Yeah, they're planning it. It's on there.
I think Steph actually said that on stream with us when he came on that time.
Yeah, he did. He said it a couple of times.
That's what I mean. It's a staker app. That's what you would expect, right? Be able to stake shit on there.
What else? What other crypto has the tools and knowledge, or the tools and the blockchain analysis stuff and the websites and everything? Community built. By the way, other than Hex, I don't see anything else out there. Shout out to all the squid class stakers as well. Got me a big giant squid over here. So,
I've got no idea what you're talking about. Jason read through.
No, I actually do understand what he's saying. He's saying that self-belief, like, for example, I had no idea in 2017. In 2017, I'd never even heard of crypto, really, to be honest with you. But I read that book, The Secret, and in the back of it there was like a check. So I wrote myself $1 million check, and I was a small business owner, and I was really, it was a hard gig running a business, and but I just had this. I had this thing. I just wrote a check and I pinned it up on the fridge, and I was asked. I told the missus, she hated me. She said, you're that's never going to happen, Jimmy. You're full of it, mate. I said, no, you watch. Something will happen. Something came up, and sure enough, you just putting the vibe out into the ether, and spreading the good vibes, and what you put out, you get back in spades.
What's AMMs? AAM?
Oh, I don't know.
Automated market maker.
Automated market wants to be good. So there you go. I know nothing. I just
AAM wants to be good. He's got to be good.
Thank you, Nardo. We appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. That's a super chat. $55.55. That is Unwrecked. Unwrecked is been getting into the Hinds.
Oh, it's Bluey. It's Bluey doing it and blaming me. Yeah, that's what it is. Constant fart noise. Okay, right.
We smelt it, dealt it. Thanks, Nardo. We appreciate that, mate.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that's made it go away. I do apologise.
It's an Unwrecked special.
Who's that making those barnyard noises? Eeyore. Eeyore.
I should have called the stream.
I'm being a little bit. Sorry, I do.
It looks like you're Unwrecked. It looks like you're
not the porno Animal Farm, not the porno, bro.
I've never even heard of that, mate. I don't watch porn, mate. I star in them. Or make them. No, I wouldn't do that. That's beneath me. I do it behind. What happens behind closed doors at Unwrecked ship stays behind closed doors. It's unprofessional to be bragging about all the things that you've done.
It's beneath you. It's beneath you, or she's beneath you.
Well, there's a standard, We have to raise the bar, Like there's so many smart, intelligent Mexicans out there, and then what are we doing? You've got. What? Sorry, I know I'm bragging the team down a little bit, but yeah. All right.
I think plenty of folk out there relate to you, mate. So.
Yeah, I'm like the Russell Coit of crypto, you might say.
Mate, who wouldn't take investment advice from us?
Yeah. Hey, it works every time. No,
don't. Dude, bro, there's no investment. This is not financial advice. What are you talking about, Bloobum? No financial advice, my brother.
Very obviously, no financial advice.
Financial advice. We're just talking about shit that we like. Speaking of shit we like, what about those gay times, eh? Unwrecked. Seeing you do that is reminding me of when I was a child. We went on a family holiday to Italy, right? And we went to an island called Elba or something like that. And for whatever reason, one morning, I went on a boat with a guy who had like octopus traps like out in the bay or the sea or whatever it was, like, and we just went out. It was just him and me, and he pulled up this cage, and like I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't even know we would, there were going to be octopus or whatever around. So he gets this cage. I see there's an octopus in there. Pulls it out, right, and then gets it, and just, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but then later on I found out he like gets it and goes in, and he puts it on his mouth, right, and this octopus wraps all its tentacles around his head, and he just goes and like bites into it, and then the thing fucking dies.
Why do you do that for?
To kill it. And I'm like
Why?
4 or 5 years old. I am like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, I was not expecting that. I thought we were just going for this like nice leisurely, trip on this little boat, and this guy's just like biting fucking octopus. It's crazy.
Octopuses are very weird. Like
they're smart as fuck.
Yeah, and they're very alien-like though. You know what I mean? Like they are
amazing under the ocean creatures.
There's just a lot of diversity, man. Biological diversity on Earth. And it's like when you see movies or anything that has aliens that look like us or have two eyes, it's just so you realize how fucking retarded that is. Because if there's going to be an alien from another place, it's very unlikely it's going to assume any form that we would recognize. And the idea that we would be able to communicate with it is even more bizarre. Like, how many animals can you communicate with, dude?
Dolphins. Dolphins apparently can communicate. They come in. Yeah, you feed the dolphins up here. They come in. They're trained.
Yeah.
They're wild animals.
Yes,
they come in
but
for a feed.
We assume the dominant thing. So if any aliens coming here, right? I don't think that's even possible. I don't think that's even possible that they could get here. Like, I don't think it is. I think shit's too far away. But if they did come here,
we're talking light years.
But if they did come here, why would they waste their time trying to communicate with us dumb fucks?
Well, do you think that us dumb fucks built the pyramids? Who built the pyramids? Not us dumb fucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because the longitude and the latitude of that lines perfectly with Orion's belt, which is a constellation in the galaxy. Or
why couldn't we?
Why couldn't
humans have done that? Tell me why they couldn't have.
No, we don't know. We don't know how.
Mate. No, mate.
Would have done it.
Why couldn't they? Why couldn't
the aliens
did
it?
Why alien? Bro, that
because
makes
you
no
see the human
sense.
Pyramids. You see, even with today's modern technology, mate, they couldn't they could not build the Great Pyramids like they have stood the test of time.
Hang on,
the ones that the humans made are like little pissy little wrecks down beside.
I just have to point out how
the alien ones.
I have to point out how like the thought process. It doesn't make sense. Like, okay, we don't know how they built the pyramids, therefore it must have been aliens. That shit is not like an argument that can be made. It does not make sense as an argument.
I'm talking about the spatial data, the spatial universal data, where if you were, say, in a spaceship looking down on the Earth and you looked at the locations of the Great Pyramids, and there's been documentaries made about this. They align perfectly to the longitude and latitude of Orion's belt, which is a like a star system out in the universe or galaxy somewhere.
It's probably
They
something
line
that when
up.
they looked up, they could
Yeah.
have seen it. They would have seen those stars. They would have looked up. There wouldn't have been many lights around because there were no, like we assumed that.
No, hang on.
But there's lines around the
So they
world
look up
that link up
and
to
they
Malaysia
see
as well.
the
ancient build civilizations. Day 43. Like,
yeah.
How are they aligning with those star constellations so perfectly? And why does it look like
But
they couldn't build a pyramid?
just because
like
we
did back
don't know
then?
the answer to that does not mean that you then just assume it was aliens. We can just
I'm
say,
not
hey,
assuming
we don't
anything.
know.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure you were saying it was aliens, bro. Unless you're not saying it. Were you not saying that?
Well, I'm just some dude on the internet. Don't listen to me.
Hey, it's super interesting.
Oh.
It is super interesting. Like all that shit. I've gone deep on all that stuff as well. Like, you know, the Sphinx and how they think it's like way older than you know what the archaeologists think because of the water damage, and that, you know, it's in a certain direction. It's pointing in a certain direction that if it was built when they thought it was, it's like something to do with the constellation of Leo. Like the look, I don't know. Like it was a long time ago that I was looking at all this stuff.
Sounds like quack science.
You don't need to have aliens in there. You can just have like old civilizations that were just smarter than we think they were. You can just have like
that we don't know about.
Well, not even technology. Just like they were super good at maths. You know, they could have just been like, they could have been really, really good at maths, and really, really good at studying the sky and just studying like the movement from night to night. All they had to do was like look up at the sky, and they could just measure.
No, they would have had to have technologies for how to build the fuckers.
Like technology, like build the.
Obviously, they had technology that we don't know about to build them.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. So they're just, but like I've seen things that they could have like had.
The Earth is millions of years old. Like it could have had. There could have been tons of civilizations that have come and gone over the eons. You know.
Well, we know some of it.
So
but let's just put that in the unexplained mysteries category, shall we?
Dinosaurs were around for millions and millions of years, right? How do we and how long have dinosaurs were around for a long time? Hang on, do you not believe that, Bluey?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough, but I've heard a few things where the current narratives about dinosaurs are not completely what we think it is, or not completely.
New science being on Earth, new sciences and discovery,
and just also the science that a lot of this stuff is based on as well.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's never been anything that has disproved.
There's a whole lot of old pictures of people like riding dinosaurs and stuff. But also, I remember hearing something about. Like museums, like a lot of dinosaurs. They actually constructed the bones so that the dinosaurs like did things like stood upright. But in actual fact, the dinosaurs were like had completely different, looked completely differently to how they reconstructed them in museums. Their bones in museums.
Probably, I mean that's possible. That's possible that they fucked it up. You know, I don't think that.
Well, they didn't fuck up Hex. That's the main thing.
And also, some of them, I think they just like put different bones to different things as well, and like just created shit out of it.
Users can fuck up Hex. Sorry,
I haven't looked into it a lot though.
Yeah.
How cool is this thing?
That's super cool, man.
That's a.
Have you seen them like how they kind of like can fit through like minute?
These are
yeah, I
things.
have.
It's incredible. That's why That's why they make me. I think they're like aliens almost. Not. I mean, I don't know if they're from the aliens, but like just the amount of things they can do, like change color. They can like change their whole body can fit through these tiny little keyholes.
There's a
or
video
whatever.
on YouTube
Yeah.
of like an octopus trying to get off a boat, and there's like a little hole, and this octopus just like goes through and fits through this little hole to escape.
Yeah, it's incredible, hey?
Well, their tentacles, it's like they're an 8-core processor. You know, their tentacles, like they're all a part of their brain, basically.
There you go.
So they're just functioning on a different level.
The wonders of nature. Adaptation. They are incredible creatures.
They should shoot octopus into space, like them into space. You know, they should put them. Why?
Why should they shoot octopuses?
Put them in water because they can live in water. So the traveling at speed, like I think being in space, being in water, is probably better than. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. Go ask Elon Musk. The fuck do I know?
You know lots. Day 43. Give yourself some credit, mate. You're a clever cookie.
Well, I don't know anything about what I was
disciplined.
just talking about a second ago. That's for sure.
Well, look, it's probably my fault for being so sort of like a bit on a tangent tonight. You're take the tangent and just going off on little story times, just keeping it real, you know. Like, and we're all just out here. I mean, I didn't mean to jump on the stream, and I know you probably didn't plan anything anyway, but I'm just testing it out. This is the first time for the new joint, and it seems to be working okay. I'm just using the iPad, and I'm sorry about the bad audio or whatever, but you know.
Yeah.
I
vote that you get like you just get wired headphones, dude. I vote you get wired headphones.
Yeah. Oh, I've got about 3. I'll go and swap them now and see.
But they all seem to fart.
Rattle on. I've rattled on.
That's the thing.
I've rattled
all
on.
All of your headphones seem to fart.
2.5 hours. How dare you?
So
it's you farting and blaming me. I love that. It's like one who spelt it, dealt it. So don't even go there, mate. It's either one of you two, and then it always blames Unrec for being a clown. Always the class clown. Go out the front, hope the principal doesn't come along. Go up there, get the whack across the arse with the cane all the time. In school, didn't listen. You'll never amount to nothing, Mr. Roby. And here we are. We'll be really loaded one day. Why all the hexagons, all the people that actually listened and did their research and got it, and all the people that said it was garbage and wasn't going to work and it was a scam, wrecked. Hey, so we were right, they were wrong, as it turned out.
When do you guys reckon the PulseChain, the PulseX sacrifice is going to be? When do you reckon it's? What
I reckon it's as soon as
hurry up.
As soon as he can. I reckon.
Yeah.
I think it's already.
Right, do it once,
I think it's. I don't think it's. It's ready.
He's still working.
I don't think so.
Yeah, of course
he is. So, man. What's to work out? Tell me, please tell me what is to work out.
4 more weeks.
Are you kidding? All these things he's been tweeting about.
Like what? What's that got to do with doing a sacrifice?
Oh, he's got to have some of the detail. He's got to have a lot of the. Don't you think he's got to have most of the details out before the sack starts?
I think he's got it all stitched up. I think it's a timing thing, and I think it's going to be like after Christmas.
So is he just waiting for PulseChain development?
No, I just think he's waiting for family parties and people talking about.
He didn't give a shit about that stuff. No, crap. He's just like, as soon as the development's ready and as soon as it's all ready to go.
Why wouldn't you think? Why wouldn't that be? Why wouldn't that be a part of it?
It'll be a minor concern of his.
There's no reason
Well,
Like,
what's he
there's
gonna?
not,
You think he's gonna wait till after Christmas or something, or what?
but all of this shit was developed for the Pulse sacrifice.
No, I think that he wants to put out more. Oh, look, I don't know. I assume he wants to put out more
Louis,
detail about what the
I
actual
believe
what people
that
are sacrificing for.
all of the work for sacrificing was done for the Pulse sacrifice. So, as far as the sacrifice tools that they need to do what they need to do on their side, all they need are the addresses. They
Yeah.
just need to just produce a new set of addresses, or some chains have multiple addresses or unique addresses. In the case of Ethereum, it was one address.
So your theory is he's waiting on what?
Just the timing to be
What
the right timing.
possible? So what's his thoughts around the timing? What would you what would be a better timing or a worse?
Well, he
time?
did say I think a good time would be between Christmas and New Year's. That's
Why
like
is
a
that
really good time.
Why is that a good time?
Because you see everyone in your family in that time, and you talk to them about this shit. It's just like organic marketing. It's like everyone sees lots of people over this time, and you talk about this sort of stuff. It's like, and if like, it just makes sense, and it would, to me, it makes sense, and it would be smart, because it's just this organic marketing thing that just automatically happens. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was what was responsible for the 2 cent top we had last year on New Year's. Do you remember that?
That was just on the actual New Year's Day. That it went there.
Yeah, I would not be surprised
if right down. That was just one person though buying.
Was it?
Yeah, that's just week to right up like bang on New Year's. It was just some person who's Happy New Year. Buy it all. Buy a big wick.
Could have been someone, but why? Why on that time?
Because New Year's Eve, they were probably at a party and pissed and wanted to chuck a whole lot on it.
And someone found out about it. That's what I'm saying. That person was probably at some sort of party or something, and someone told him about it because he was at a party. And then
it's someone who
you have no reason, bro. You believe that aliens? You got no reason to be skeptical on this shit. Like, you believe that aliens came down and fucking
what?
There's no reason to be skeptical on this very probable thing that happened. Like, it's very probable that whoever bought on New Year's Day probably heard about it
that night.
It's possible. I mean, I haven't done the chain analysis. I haven't looked at that address. No, I haven't looked at the address to see whether they'd ever bought before. I guess if they've bought before, then that blows that theory out of the water, doesn't it?
Yes.
I think that there is like, I think green dildos can definitely sneak into the building on New Year's Eve. I think that's very possible.
Yeah, absolutely, that's possible. But it's like,
bro, I don't hate aliens. I'm sure that they exist and they're out there. I just don't think that I don't think they're hanging around here, man. I could be wrong though.
So go back to the green dildo thing. What's the go with the green dildo?
I don't know my shit. So
come on, mate. Just if you
don't think that Richard
sort of discount that theory, then you need to.
There's no tactic or strategy to timing of these things to try to get people to buy more. He's just like going to do it when it's ready. When it's ready, he'll just release it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think timing. I don't know, dude. Like, I think some things, when it's ready, you launch as soon as it's ready. Some things. But there are some things where marketing and timing are very important. Like,
but
timing is crucial in some.
Yeah, but in this case, what could you possibly
success or failure? Yep, definitely.
I mean, okay, you're probably not going to announce it on New Year's Eve, but it's also New Year's Eve is different in every time in the world, Anyway, so it's like, I think he's just waiting for everything to be ready, and once it's ready, he's just going to do it.
But I guess what I was saying is, like, what would not be ready for the PulseX sacrifice as far as like them not being ready for it? They've already done one. So all of the tooling and stuff would be
And
exactly the
that's why
same.
I was saying, like, judging from these tweets that he put out tonight, it's probably that he's just tinkering with the whole design of it, and he's going to release the details of that design before the sack phase, just like he did with PulseChain. Like, we knew that it was going to be a deflationary 25% of things burned, blah 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 blah. This is how it's going to work. It's going to be a fork of the whole Ethereum state. Da 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 da. This is what you're sacrificing for, even and if you believe in free speech. Like, we knew a lot of. There's 33 validators. We knew a lot of stuff. And I think that, like, he's not going to just, he's not asked, like, he wants to sell it.
I think he knows. I think he already has that stitched up. I think he knows.
Yeah, the political statement, the next sacrifice, the political statement for the next sacrifice.
Okay, did he already mention that? Did he already mention
the right?
what he
Yes,
thought it might be?
the right to gather. The right. It's something in the American Constitution about the right to gather.
Yeah.
And they're like doing all this. Like,
yeah, so that's all done. But, like, in terms of the actual tokenomics of the whole thing, that's what he's tweaking. That's what he's, like, figuring out and tweaking. And, like, we found out tonight that it's probably there's gonna be, buybacks and burns. Who the fuck knows what he's planning?
Hang on, hey T-Bird, you're saying here that PulseSac will be 3 weeks before mainnet, as RH tweeted. When did he tweet this? Is this just now?
Yeah, no, he tweeted that a while ago. Because 2 weeks, I think. It was like 2 weeks,
no,
and then
didn't more recently he just say, like very recently, didn't he say that PulseX SAC will be before the end of the year?
Guys, any kind of time thing that Richard Hart has said has been completely wrong. He is incredibly optimistic with his time predictions. So don't even like, it's gonna release when it releases. And he has never been correct on any of these time predictions.
I just don't
That's
see
one
any
thing
reason
he's clear
not to
about, but
do the
everything else he's right
sacrifice.
about.
I don't see any reason not to do the sacrifice for, like, apart from if you just wanted it to be word of mouth around Christmas, like a lot of people will talk about it, and there'll just be like organic passing on of that information. But we'll see. We'll see when it comes out, But yeah, it could be any time. I don't fucking know. I'm just speculating.
Even the sack phase before the end of the year, I think might be a bit optimistic.
Yeah. Go to website.
Like
it says sack end of year. What website are you talking about, Flames?
Yeah, PulseX.com. Is there a website up now?
Is it PulseX.com? I don't know.
Yep. Well, it doesn't say anything except liquidity provider incentivization.
How should we keep up to date with all of this stuff, Louis? I know you've got your finger on the pulse, so to speak. And how does the layman actually keep up with I guess, staying ahead of the curve? How do you stay ahead of the curve?
Just like speculate until he posts something on Twitter, and that's it, pretty much.
So don't listen to us. Wait to hear it from the horse's mouth, Richard Hart.
Don't listen. There's nothing to
he's the visionary.
And maybe he'll suggest the
world famous pillar of Hex crypto.
Like when people were sacrificing for Pulse, he sort of did but didn't recommend an amount or a percentage to sacrifice. Like, you could do this kind of thing. So maybe he'll do that for PulseX. I don't know.
I just went to the
PulseX.com
website, and I don't see any information there that says that the sacrifice will be before the end of the year. But I did hear Richard Hart say that himself very recently, like in one of the most recent. I don't know which one it was. It might be the most recent one that he did. I don't know. Yo, we've been going for
We got to keep up with it.
2 hours and 49. Hey, we're gonna tick over 3 hours, and then we're gonna call it a night.
Good.
I
didn't really want to talk to you blokes, but I missed you, so I thought I'd better come and say hello.
Thanks, man. It's good to speak to you again, and we missed you too. Can you come on Tuesday, man? Can you?
Yeah, mate. No worries at all.
Hey, Rick, what are you doing?
I've got a big day on Wednesday, mate. I'm gonna have to wind it up. Otherwise I'd have to maybe not even do it. So it's better if you're around, mate.
Mate, you've been doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I know that a lot of the Hexicans and our loyal followers speak very highly and respect your opinions greatly. Day 43, and you're very particularly in some of those specialist areas of expertise that you've got, with the understanding of the BIP 39 standards and the security stuff, the ciphers, and the importance of protecting your private keys, that type of thing.
Well,
but also
one thing's for sure, Unwrecked, is that listening to other people in this community, I understand and know that I really don't know shit.
I'm the same, mate. Yeah, that's right. They are just, but like, it's about outbound messaging for us. It's about the being evangelists and just promoting what we believe is the best crypto in the true innovation, the only real true DeFi out there. And the system's being built, and you should buy some and stake it, or at least invest in your own future, because you can't rely on third parties like superannuation funds and what's that?
You're frozen. Are you frozen?
No, he's going for me.
Is he? Is it just me?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Anyway. So yeah, but the day 43, mate. We just keep showing up, and we do. I know we do ramble on quite a bit. We talk about different things and we go off on tangents and things like that. But obviously there's some value in there somewhere for people, and a bit of entertainment to get them through the day.
Can I tell you something?
Pass the time.
There's something that you may not know about. I made an executive decision last week.
Right.
I decided to rename Oracle of the Week to Bitch Tits of the Week.
Oh, you're going to upset the. You're going to have to do some hurt feelings report for that one.
No,
Trevor will not be happy. Trevor will not be happy about. What's his name?
No. Everyone took it in their stride. The winner took it in his stride. Everyone was fine. They liked it.
You call me no, step outside.
That's Sir Bitch Tits.
Because I always win it, and so righto. I'm deliberately going to get the price wrong just so I don't get that. Do I look like a little bitch to you? You want to see my tits? Come over here, love. Show us your tits. No. Wow. Are you
going to make out with the Cobra?
No, I was just showing another sculpture from the Matt B collection. This one's obviously a Cobra. Strike.
Cobra
what is it? Strike first. Strike. Was it strike first? No mercy or something. There's a third one. There's three wheels. The 3, 6, the 3, the 6, the 9. The three things: the mind, the body, the spirit, the money, the respect, the power, the environment, the time. Was it time, environment, and schedule, or is it? I don't know. It's a 9x9. Look it up. It's the Richard Hart self-help book called Skyvive. Please, I've got to go back and read it at different ways and different times. And there's a lot of good information in there. And if you can actually apply those principles and live your life in a simple way, and be yourself, and speak from the heart, then that's to me, that's winning. That's winning life. You know, that's what buying and staking hex does. It gives you that ability to be who you are. You know, it's truly it's been a life-changing thing for me. I'd never had any idea that things would go as wonderful as they had. I had no expectations, as they say. And anyway, look, we're still here a year and a half later having these live stream conversations talking about Hex and all the new developments with Pulse. There's so much going on, and the community's great, and the support from the community and the just the heartfelt I don't know, kinship or I won't say brotherhood, but like, you know what I mean? Like there's just the friendships and that have been forged through this wonderful product is amazing. And we've got.
It'll be good to actually.
We got big
shoes
blokes, still, you know.
It'll be good to actually meet you blokes at some stage.
Oh mate, we'll have a big shindig one day. It's inevitable. I would suggest, unless I walk out there and get hit by a bus or eaten by a shark tomorrow morning when I go out for a few waves. The shark's out there, and yeah, they'll take a bite. They'll have a chomp on you if you're swimming. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, you're going into their environment, so I don't think it's fair that when someone gets taken by a shark, yes, that's very sad and unfortunate. But I don't think they should go after the shark and kill the sharks, because they're very important. They're like the apex predator of the ecosystem. The marine ecosystem is very, very important. Talk about like carbon emissions and trees and forests and things like that. But in fact, it's the ocean creatures, the whales, the sharks, and the dolphins that are actually absorbing and converting the CO2 into oxygen. So, we've got to look after. We got
the whales.
Got to think about what we're leaving for the future. I'm dying. I digress. Yeah.
The whales do breathe oxygen like we do. They're mammals.
Yeah.
There's some chemical.
It's the plants.
They're absorbing. They're absorbing. Yep. I did see that the whales are actually the ones that are like there's the transfer that it's like the gas transfer. It's like when you breathe in you're breathing in the oxygen and you're exhaling the CO2. The whales are doing that on a much larger scale, and apparently those marine creatures are actually like a fairly significant percentage of the reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. So just going out there and using research and development as an excuse to put delicacy on plates for human beings is, I find that kind of repugnant myself. I don't like the idea of having sharks,
you guys
of
heard
killing
first.
a live animal, a shark, in the hundreds and thousands, just so that, and only bit that they use off it is the fin. If it's survival and you're living off the land, then fair enough. You look at the way they lived in the old days. They used all the animal for everything, had a use, and so there was a reason for killing. There's no reason for that. You don't need to. Like that, they're critical. Those apes, if there's nothing if they kill all the apex predators, then the lower tier animals have no food, and it just goes down the food chain. You see what I'm saying? And eventually, the rate of extinction, we're all dead. Like, kill all the bees, we're all gone in 50 years. No more humanity, no more history, no more anything. So you only live once, one life, live it. And I think gives us an opportunity. The Discourse Syndicate Network have given us an opportunity to use their platform to promote what we believe is good and wholesome in the world, I suppose, and help other people. And that's all it's about. It's doing something decent and right, and standing up for what you believe in. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm making sense to you boys. I'm just
keep
talking.
going, mate. You turn on.
We were talking about this earlier on in the stream, actually. No, it's good. Good to be on.
I'll
stream.
shut up now. I'll shut up now.
Speaking of shutting up now, we've been going for 3 hours, just about. So I just want to thank everyone in the chat. We love you, and we're going to love you and leave you because it is late as fuck on a Sunday night.
What's the time?
And
Well, Saturday
I've got
night.
shit Sunday
Yeah, I
night.
promise.
And I've got
No.
shit to do tomorrow morning. So thank you very much, everyone. Any parting words, Bloobum?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for the chats. Love you guys. And yeah, we'll see you all on Tuesday, hey? And take nothing of what we have said as financial advice, but take all of it as financial advice.
Make sure you tune in for the Hex Late Show on Tuesday. Same bat channel, same bat station every week on a Tuesday.
And he's out.
He's done.
Yeah, man. So that was good. Thanks, everyone. We are out. Peace. Oh, hang on, he's back. We're just saying good night.
Good night.
Peace out.
Thank you
everyone.
all. Peace.
Cheers.